Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerdverse Odyssey, episode 27. I am your host, the fantastic, the adorable, if you will, the broken-backed Nico. And below me is one half of the Beard Brothers podcast, Mr. Rico. How you doing?
I'm doing great this week. Tired, but I am doing great.
Fantastic. And to my left, we have the one, the only, he fucking muted himself, Mr.
I
Glenn.
did not.
Go ahead.
Why would I ever mute myself?
And if you smoke into that fucking microphone this game, I will find you and please don't make suck-off sounds. I'm not talking about. Listen, if you want to blow a dude on camera, by all means, you are free to do whatever you want. But please just don't suck on your vape so hard.
I apologize for last week.
Right
that was rough.
Dude, it was so bad. Like the whole time, the whole time I'm listening to it in the car, I'm like, man, if he sucks on that again, I'm gonna just fucking lose it. Listen,
the bad thing is,
watch us. Silence.
I'm just gonna mute my mic because
that works too.
It's especially whenever you're giving controversial opinions. And you're sitting there like, yeah, these fucking bullshit movies.
I'm just saying,
and it's like,
when I'm sucking off a robot, it's silent. When you suck off a robot, it sounds like something on the hub. All right, so Glenn, how you doing?
Great, absolutely great. I don't know where this Beard Bros thing came in. Just because we can grow facial hair and you can't. Is this some modicum of jealousy that I'm sensing here?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Just not one bit at all, because I'm gonna get told to shave this shit anyway, so it's fine. No, I think the whole Beard Bro things came up because somebody, I think Rico said something about the Beard Bros hour, and I just ran with it.
I was being funny, and he just took it and said, "You know what? That's going to be the title."
By the way, that intro song is a fucking banger. I'm kind of sad that I can't use it for this.
I mean, mind you, now. That's kind of how, we got Kingdom Hearts because of the fact that somebody made a joke that, in order to make a game in the way that the creator wanted to make it. You'd need already established characters like, Disney characters. And he's like, wait a minute, Disney characters? They work next to us. And, that's how that happened. So, anyways, yeah.
Much like learning that lips are the same material as assholes, I have now learned something on the podcast. We're educational people.
Maybe if not for my participation in this matter.
All right. And so now we are going to go to Mr. Rico. How was your week?
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Mr. Glenn, how was your week?
I got it.
No. You lost it. You dropped the ball harder than a basketball player.
Hey, Rico.
Ball.
I mean it.
How was your week?
Oh, Glenn, thank you for asking. I appreciate that, man. Love it. The Bearded Brothers, buddy. So, as far as my week,
Beard bump.
for the most part, prepping for the new school year for the kids. So shopping, trying to get all the schedules, everything ready. The latest thing I did was Sky Zone. So for those who don't know what Sky Zone is, it is a spot. It's a building with a bunch of trampolines and Ninja Warrior obstacle courses, a bunch of stuff. Basically just stuff for kids to run around and bounce around to.
And also for adults, because I've been to Sky Zone and I got to run around on the big tall thing. It was fun.
Yeah. So I tried my best to do what I can. I will let you know right now, it was very tiring.
Where did you get that cup, Rico?
Huh?
Where did you get that cup?
Where'd I get this cup? I actually think we got this at Hobby Lobby.
That sounds accurate. Hobby Lobby has like some crazy shit in it.
I believe it had
like a cup in my life. Like seriously,
$12.99 at Hobby Lobby. Not open on Sundays.
I'll ask. I mean, we got it a long time ago. I think it was actually my son's cup he bought, but I know Hobby Lobby had a table or two of Star Wars things. So we got like Star Wars placemats, like cartoon placemats and stuff like that. So
I
can
need.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie,
that
Hobby
cup.
Lobby fucking rocks for weird nerd shit because that Gundam,
Yeah.
the Gundam picture right there is like one of those 3D ones where when you shift, like you move around it actually like changes the angle of the mechs. And then the game room neon sign there was from Hobby Lobby as well.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I gotta look at
I
mine
need
now.
that
I need
cup.
to go, maybe we'll go there
Anyways,
tomorrow.
go ahead. Good. Continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
weak.
Yeah.
The
love all the
tangents, I swear.
That
yes.
coffee cup made me weak. Whoa.
Oh yeah, very moist. Yeah. So Sky Zone was something that I never been to, but my son wanted to go to, so we kind of wanted to do that to kind of build his confidence, get him ready for school. Very fun. They had a variety of stuff from, again, obstacle courses. Had a basketball court in there. They had a dodgeball spot. But the one cool thing I thought they actually had trampolines, but it was hooked to a gaming system.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you can get on the trampoline and you can pick using your emotions, and it feels funny because you see yourself in the webcam. You pick your game, pick how many players you want, and then you do certain things. So I actually took a video of Sebastian where he was just basically bouncing and breaking blocks, and you have to try to get as much points as you can, much items and all that stuff. I did that. I think it's like 2 minutes. My legs, my feet, everything was just on fire. I was like, "This is a workout."
That sounds like whenever you take your kids to like those kids places where they have like the projectors where you can play the games with it. It's usually like you whack the pond with the koi in it and stuff like that. That's actually a really cool implementation of it.
So I mean, everything's on the trampoline. They actually record a video, but I didn't even think about asking for the video because I don't know if it was free or not. But it was great. As far as the rest of my,
you keep doing that, and that's not going to be a problem anymore. Getting sore because you're going to have like freaking tree trunks, bro. Just all calf.
The funny thing was, I think a lady. I hope she had a kid because then part of me feels it was weird. There was one lady there. She had to be maybe my age, or I think she was older. And all she was doing in one of the sections, she was just bouncing up and down on her phone. Just doing that. I mean, I assume her kid was running around or whatever, but that's all she did for, man, had to be a good 30 minutes. I don't remember her leaving, but we were near her at one point and she was just,
staring too long is considered
I
harassment
was
in
not
some
staring.
places.
Truth be told,
I don't blame you. I mean, but
no, she had the features. She had the features I like. I'm not, and that's no dig to nobody. Just, hey, I got a preference.
No
That's
diddy.
not one of them. I mean, it depends. If she buys me a new gaming system, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Out here on the prowl for a sugar mama, apparently.
Yeah, that no.
And now we know Rico has a price.
No, like I said, I gotta tell people, love plus. It's a simple math equation. Love plus alimony plus child support equals. I can't afford that at all. Plus, I don't want to get stabbed. I don't know about you guys, but I don't need a little, Filipino lady like.
As somebody who has been poked with a sharp object before, I can wholeheartedly understand your
by a
necessity
woman
for not
from
wanting
Southeast
to be stabbed.
Asia.
Yeah, but that was sexual. I'm not talking about sexual.
I wasn't either.
What about the rest of your week, Rico?
Yeah, so despite that,
Yeah, we're back to the cursed podcast.
Yeah, despite that, let's see, we could talk about it later. If we could have, again, Boys season 2, I completed. Batman Cape Crusader. I don't know if Nico, you knew about it. And Hunter, it's on Amazon Prime.
I know of it. I haven't watched an episode yet, but I know of it. Feel free to spoil whatever, because I have been spoiling quite a bit.
I've only went to, like I said, Glenn, on the last podcast. I'm on episode 3. The one thing, and I got to do my digging because actually Bruce Timm, he's the guy behind the Batman animated series. He's part of it. J.J. Abrams is part of it. There's a bunch of who's that are behind the anime, but accordingly, Bruce Timm gave a reason why he switched Penguin from being a man to a woman was supposedly that Batman doesn't have enough female villains. Which
isn't that because most people don't like watching dudes beat the shit out of women?
I would imagine
that would be my thought.
I would imagine. I mean, you had because when if he did say this and it was like a real quick headline of an article, I was like, hold on, you got Catwoman, you got I messed up her name, you got Talia, Yeah, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was created in the animated series, which she wasn't created in the comic book. So for them to change to Penguin, and then the way the statues, the I guess the way they made the woman is, I guess like that tiny joke where like if you see a big dude, they call him tiny. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that in your
Yeah,
life
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. Or like something I joke with my kid, like with Sebastian, where he's one of the biggest kids I had at 9 years old, so I call him the runt, and usually the runt is somebody that's like
Yeah.
it's the opposite. Or even Chicken Little, I think of that one. If you ever watched Chicken Little, he had the big pig. It was like that was the runt of the litter. Like, dude, you're like freaking this tall, but um, yeah, they made her like she was a tall crone, and I think if she would have been made into something similar to the mother in Goonies, the bad mom, I forgot her
Yes,
name.
I wholeheartedly agreed with you when you said that too.
Yeah,
Because
if they would have made her like
that's
that, then
clever.
I can see it. But basically, they just made a penguin that was, you know, 6'2", 6'4", whatever, a brawler type to try to fight or go to toe to toe with Batman. Since I guess Batman is in this era, he's starting out kind of newish, whatever, trying to figure stuff out,
Yeah,
whatever.
because
But
this is gun-toting Batman, isn't it?
yes, it's the one supposed to be gone. I haven't got to that one yet, but so far it's Penguin and Clayface is
Okay.
the first 2 episodes they show on that one.
It's kind of like the opposite of hobo with a shotgun, and now it's billionaire with a pistol. Like,
Well, let's all be fair. Everyone, it's common knowledge that Batman is just a ripoff of the Shadow.
Oh,
No. I shit you not. The Shadow had a clown prince of crime first. Like the Shadow is a gun-toting masked vigilante, much like Batman. And I believe what's his name? Bob Finger was the one who created Batman.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Bob Finger was caught tracing fucking sketches from the Shadow. So no, it is common knowledge that the Shadow is just or that Batman is a plagiarized version of the Shadow.
Crap. Who was he?
now
That
my
sounds
question
like
is the Phantom connected to this in any way?
The Phantom? I don't know, because the Phantom didn't come out till. Oh wait, you're talking about the old Pulp comic, right? Or the old Pulp books?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I want to say the Shadow did it first. Shadow came out before Phantom, if I remember correctly.
Very interesting.
Oh yeah, no, you should look into it. It's a fucking rabbit hole.
So speaking about shadows, I did watch Ghostbusters 2. I don't know if you guys know it's on Netflix.
My son watched it. He said it was good. I haven't touched it yet.
Quick synopsis on it: 7 out of 10. I have to rewatch the. I got to rewatch the first Ghostbusters.
What, Afterlife?
The new one. Yeah, I got to watch that one again. Essentially, the way I wrote it is like new Ghostbuster must adjust to new surroundings as they move from Oklahoma to the Big Apple. It's centered around Phoebe Spegler, again, the girl from the first one, but I really felt it was anticlimactic.
Okay.
Like I saw a couple of reviews and I agreed. There's too many people in it, and I think they should have edited a whole lot differently. But again, I'll let you guys watch it and then we can discuss it at a later time. But
I mean,
Wasn't-
I've watched them. I watched both of them, and I thought it was a great reboot. To tell you the truth,
the first one or the second one?
both. I think that they came back to form after the debacle of the first failed reboot.
Oh, the female version. Well, yeah, I would not speak of that one. Well, we can, but I'll just say they dropped the ball with that with some of the casting.
In all fairness,
I
I've
felt
only
like
ever
it-
seen bits and pieces of it. I've never actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
When they first talked, when they first talked about the female Ghostbusters, there was talk about Emma Stone, and again, if you talk to Dexter Randy, because I feel like with the new Afterlife, they listened to my conversation and somebody ran with it, and the whole thing was if Emma Stone was going to be cast in it, they needed to relate it to the first Ghostbuster. What better way to do what they did with Afterlife, and you tied in with Egon. And at the time, I didn't know Egon had the real actor. What's his name? Something Ramy. I didn't know he had. This is before I think he passed away or whatever.
Mhm.
So the whole notion was like, if you make it relatable to the first one, then it gives a little bit more credence on that one. Then you can expand on it. But they cast who they cast as far as SNL. Well, can't really fall for SNL cast members, but it was Bill Murray was on. What was it? Dan Aykroyd was on Saturday Night Live. So Either way, I
The
just
very first season, in fact.
yeah.
Well, see, the problem with it, like, the problem I find with the what is it? Was it Kevin Feige? It's not Kevin Feige. Is it?
Feige.
Feige?
It's Feige.
Is Kevin Feige was
Feige.
the one who directed that, or is Kevin Feige the one who runs Marvel?
That's who runs Marvel.
Who's the one who did Ghostbusters? Because he has a similar name. Anyway, regardless,
know-
that dude.
Yeah.
We'll call him Captain Pinsuit because every time I've seen him in interviews, he's always wearing a pinstripe
Yep.
suit. He was talking about how it's just so funny. They just keep going on and blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. In a comedy that isn't based off a movie from the 80s, where it's not all about the talking, it's more about the story and the character building. Where I found that the characters had no character, and the fact that they got 3 improv actresses to play the main characters was, or no, 4. There were all 4 of them have been on SNL. Was just kind of a recipe for disaster because you don't give the movie enough time to breathe. And that was one of the main things like I heard people talk about, but they never actually like said it. I guess because everybody's always like, "Oh, the female Ghostbuster sucks." No, it was like, it's not the fact that the movie sucked. It's the fact that the characters couldn't fucking, like, you can't breathe in between the characters in the story because there's no stop.
Yeah.
We had talked about this on a previous podcast, and I think that the conclusion that we had came to was something to the effect of that they told but didn't show.
Yep.
Like that was the big thing. That was a big difference between the original Ghostbusters and, frankly, the new Ghostbusters, where they show but don't tell. Whereas, it's what is it called? Trusting the intelligence of your audience in order to draw conclusions from the presented situation, and the fact that we could draw conclusions from the elevator scene. That yes, what they're wearing with the proton packs are extremely dangerous and extremely powerful, and that it is silly how they are, basically strapping these particle accelerators to the back. Whereas in the show or in the first reboot, they were like, "Wow, that's kind of powerful." And
that's because he uses the core of a neutron star to.
Right, and so they basically did this thing where it was like such a long explanation in order to showcase how smart and powerful that the characters were, as opposed to
that
letting
entire
it stand on
10-minute
their
scene,
own.
I can fix it in one sentence. Science. Fuck yeah. Problem solved.
Yeah,
Like that right there.
yeah.
You don't need to explain it. Leave it to the imagination of the idiots watching your movie.
right. And so that was one of the things. But that was a conversation we've had in podcasts.
I think we've had it multiple
And
times,
I don't-
actually.
and I don't think we need
Rico,
to revisit.
Keep going.
Yeah. So speaking of which, if you're interested, Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, I saw that with Zach Braff. He is the guy that plays JD in Scrubs. Very insightful because he also directs a couple of movies. So he actually talks
And
about
also
his
the male lead in Orange County. Wait, was it? It was the one that movie that had like the shins in it.
Orange is the New Black?
No,
No.
the shins, like not people getting shinned, but no.
You mean
I think it
Shiv?
was I think it's Orange
I
County.
think that was his attempt at a sex joke.
No.
Okay, well, while
speaking
Glenn's
about-
off on that
speaking about
boring
sex
lesson, go
Speaking
on.
of sex joke, Devil Born Again. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's coming to Netflix March of 2025.
I saw a snippet of it. I'm interested in it just because it looks like some weird superhero bullshit.
Yeah, so the way it looks like it's going to be the Devil's Reign. They're going to be taking cues. It's going to be a mix of Devil's Reign with the king being the mayor or running for mayor and eventually beginning it. Also, the villain called Muse is its villain arc. Be honest with you, I don't know too much about the Muse
Is
arc
this
on that
based
one.
on a comic?
Yeah, so it's taking Dark Reign and the Muse villain arc and mixing them together.
No, I need you to explain to me what Dark Reign and Muse are. I don't know.
All right. Well, Devil's Reign is essentially Kingpin becomes the mayor.
Okay, who
And-
makes this? Who makes the comics? Let's go with that. What company?
Okay, hold on. You're going too far on that one. We'll go to that later. I didn't do that part. All right. You tell me
I
that
just
about
need
my
the TLDR, man.
The TLDR is I'll put it in the chat later on, and then you can figure out on that part. All right. I
Okay,
just
so it's
wanted
not Marvel, it's not DC.
I still
Yes,
focus on the trailer,
yes,
but
not
and I
no.
figured you
The
would know
fuck?
it.
I don't have
Anyways,
a clue.
so again, Daredevil and Kingpin must work together against a villain called Muse. Why I think this is important to me.
Wait.
Muse.
Wait. Maybe I might be an idiot. What are we talking about?
Daredevil Born Again, the
I was thinking.
show.
Okay, no. My mistake. I'm an idiot. I thought we were talking about an entirely different show with a similar name. Carry on. I know of the trailer. I haven't watched it yet, though.
So, since that revelation and that reality check on Nico, so yeah,
It's like more
this
of
show is gonna be it's going to be a combination of the storyline from the comic book Devil's Reign and the Muse villain arc that's also in Daredevil.
Okay.
The
Now I'm
interesting part
tracking.
the interesting part is that they're introducing a character named White Tiger. I don't know if you guys ever heard of White Tiger. This is the first Puerto Rican, first Spanish superhero that was introduced in the 1970s, specifically 1975, by Bill Mantelo and George Perez. On that part. If you don't know who George Perez is, he's a famous artist in the comic book world, did DC, Marvel, and is actually grew up in New York and is Puerto Rican on that part. So, I know, man, I forgot about it. There's a DC character kind of like that, but basically, White Tiger is a guy that named Hector Ayala, and basically he finds these totems, 3 totems that are from these people called Sons of Tigers, and when he puts them on, he gets superpower, super strength, all this stuff and everything. So the fact that they're showing him into the Netflix show is going to be kind of cool because he does have a backstory with Daredevil of defending him from a case of murder on that part.
Okay.
So,
Now,
if you want to know more about that, I'll put it into the chat on that part.
is that the same artist who made the Batman knockoff El Gato Negro?
I will have to look into that one. I don't know.
He was like essentially Mexican Batman.
The Black Cat?
Yes.
Never heard of that hero.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that DC or Marvel?
That sounds
I'm
like
trying to
some like
remember.
Amalgam Comics bullshit.
I mean, I would watch it. So I mean,
it's an excellent comic. I met the artist before. He did a comic tour during the '90s. Actually, whenever I was first introduced to comic book conventions as a kid. I'll look it up. Oh, by the way, the Zach Braff movie I was talking about was Garden State. I apologize.
okay.
Yeah, great movie, great soundtrack.
Oh no, you're right. It says 2 fictional superheroes created by Richard Dominguez and published by Azteca Production in 1993 October.
Okay.
And weirdly, that's from an AI overview. What the hell is that, Google?
So he did make El Gato Negro then.
No, this is somebody else that made it. Unless this, I don't know who actually. Yeah, we'll look into that later. I think
Okay.
it may be cool. If George Perez was behind it, that'd be cool. Something else on that one as well. Moving on that one. Warhammer Space Marines 2. Have you guys seen it?
Looks fucking dope. Let's go.
Yes. Mixture of Gears of War. What was the Gears of War and I forgot what was the other one I said.
Well, it's really easy. Space Marine.
Yeah.
So I've
looks
played
like a 4-player.
hours and hours of Space Marine. That game fucks hard without a condom. Like, it is a fun game.
So it looks cool as far as the builds. The fact that it's not everybody can pick what they want, and then depending on what you pick, you have the pros and cons of it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool. I'm not saying I'm going to buy it when it comes out. I'll just think, at the most part, I'll see how it goes.
I will say this: it is actually a game releasing in the year of our Lord 2024 for $59.99. I'm just saying, it's a regular priced game, which I am a little happy about, even though I think $60 for a game is bullshit. But the fact that it's not using artificially jacking up to $10 extra makes me a little happy.
Oh, we're not going to talk. Yeah, because when you mentioned that, the first thing I think of, what game was that? That was going to be
Starfield?
$130.
$130?
No, not. What game was it? Because somebody was talking shit about it, but it's a game that's going to come out. I think it was by Ubisoft or something.
That
but
sounds
basically,
accurate. Is it
basically the way
Assassin's
it sounded.
Creed?
No, it wasn't Assassin's Creed. I have to go back to a video, but the way the guy made it seem, I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying. I wouldn't even buy that game right there because it was like, unless you bought the super bundle that was 130, you wouldn't even play it on Tuesday when it got released. You would have to wait 3 days to buy it.
Oh.
There's a bunch of other stuff that's in it.
Oh man, fuck that company to the very fabric of their being. Like that is ridiculous. Like honestly, like I'll admit, spending $60 on a game is kind of stupid. Mind you, I've probably done that more times than I should really admit. But to release a game at that price just for the privilege of playing on release day is fucking stupid. And I hope they are tarred and feathered publicly.
As far as gaming, I did a little bit of Destiny 2. It's a Souls event, so basically it's a continuation of, Souls thing. And I'll follow up on Bungie on that part because there's some new news. Fortnite, Absolute Doom trailer. So I don't know about your kids, but we're actually looking forward to it. Some of the skins look pretty cool. It's bringing some of the Marvel characters back in. So they actually have a Bananarine, which is basically the banana character dressed as Wolverine. That is cool. So I might earn the free V-Bucks and then I'll buy the pass because I'm not putting the money in there. We already did that for Sebastian. I don't know if you guys saw in the news for my week. There's a couple of deaths passing away, or what I like to call the next level. Susan Wachowski. She was the CEO of YouTube. She passed away at 56. Away. Yeah.
Oh wow. She's young too.
Yeah, she served 9 years as the YouTube CEO. I believe it's from non-small cell lung cancer. Her husband says she's been battling that for 2 years. They didn't give anything else for a death on that one. So. Most respected female executive in the male-dominated tech industry, helped Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, basically rented out her garage for them to start the company, whatever, and then they brought her along. Joined in 1999 and served in various positions until she had the one she had on that one. So like her, love her for some of the new policy changes throughout the years. She passed away. Kevin Sullivan, have you guys heard of him? He's a professional wrestler. He passed away at 74 with health issues. What was his ring name? Oh crap! Taskmaster.
Yep.
And he was part of the Army of Darkness and Varsity Club.
Damn.
So he spent most of it.
So he was the one during the Dungeons of Doom arc in WCW that had like the stupid fucking face paint thing. Yeah. He was an okay wrestler, but he was great at hamming it up for the camera.
Yeah, and that's what most of it says. Again, he started his career in WCW, went to WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, independent promotions. He was mostly known, some for his wrestling, but mostly for the behind the scenes for his writing, promotions, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they said he had an accident during a autograph signing. So I don't know if that meant he had a heart attack or something. From that, he had a GoFund for emergency surgery, which had complications of sepsis and encephalitis on that one. So again, he's began his career in 1970 with WCW, played the heel to Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and Chris Benoit on that one. Tony Parkson was another guy that passed away, 67. I don't know. I'm not familiar with some of his work, but the Dark Pictures Analogy, he was the curator.
I know who he is. He's the old dude in those games.
Yeah, so he unfortunately had a lengthy illness, but he's starting Rogue One, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, Hobo City, and East Enders. The great thing is that the studio from Dark Pictures Analogy actually had good relationship with him to help him out when he was in hospice. Oh wow! So it was great on that part, which is family love. So as far as Star Trek, you had a lady named Patty Yauste.
Yes, she was the I think she was like the doctor's assistant in the later seasons of Generations.
Yep. So she passed away starting the Generation from actually a rare form of T-cell lymphoma. A lot of cancer deaths, which just suck because a lot of these ages are like very young. But she played in T.J. Hooker. She played in Star Trek: First Contact, Boston Legal. As she went. And then the last one was Wally Amos. Have you ever heard of the famous Amos Cookies?
Yes.
He is the creator
That Amos.
of that,
Oh wow.
and unfortunately, he died of due to dementia. Um, his actually, when reading the article on it, was actually pretty cool. He started the business with his aunt's cookie recipe. He had a store in LA that made that 300K the first year. That ballooned to $12 million, and then that's roughly 42 million for today's currency. But he was an Air Force veteran. Did a lot of stuff with talent agencies and advertisement, to the point where his iconic hat and his jacket or shirt is in the Smithsonian, which I'm assuming is the African American Smithsonian in Washington D.C., which if you've never been to, I highly recommend it. And it's a lot of stuff there you can do. The other stuff is Helldivers 2. It's something I saw. I don't know if you guys seen for this week.
Have the Illuminate come out yet?
No, but right now the players are revolting, and
Yeah,
it's
I saw
pretty
that. I
funny.
saw that. They're like they just want to watch Super Earth
Well,
burn.
they've always been revolting, but what are they upset about?
There's
Well,
been a
'cause they
lot of
did about-
nerfs as of late, and
Yes.
so the players based on the robot front, the Toaster Bros said fuck it, and they're just letting them come to Super Earth.
Yeah, so to put in a little more context, they did one balance check on a bunch of nerfs, and then the second nerf they put on the flamethrowers. I didn't know again. I
Dude, the
haven't played
flamethrowers
Madden
have been
yet.
fucked from like the 5th patch. They finally fix them, and then they nerf them again. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you. Way to
And
make
supposedly-
napalm fucking useless again.
And that's where they're upset about, because with the flamethrower, that was the main weapon to use against the chargers. Those are the ones that they charge at you, whatever. I don't think they go into a ball. So one author said, was like, which sucks, because when the junk hits the fan and the charger comes at you, you're like, oh crap, I got nothing to really stop them and get there. So what somebody said is the balance is not for the players, but according to Excel spreadsheet, and that's the whole point, is you can't nerf the game, the balance of it and stuff, and then expect players to stay when content is going to even be more harder. And then the response from one developer is that a game for everyone is not a game for one.
Yep.
Basically saying that if we do this, it's not because of use, because we have to make it this way.
Yeah,
And
but
I
in
don't know
all
if that's
honesty,
the-
like, I understand that argument, but at the same time, they're releasing in a harder difficulty at the end of the month. The nerfs aren't doing anything but hindering the players. Like,
So here's the twist. Here's the twist to
all
that,
right,
though.
twist my nips. Let's see, what is it?
They nerfed the fire damage, but they're coming out with a fire themed battle pass.
Brilliant.
So either
Brilliant.
you're either nerfing it because you don't want to do that, or you're nerfing it to where it forces people to buy your battle pass to use those weapons, those gears, to use in your game.
That's probably exactly why.
If that's the
happening.
reason, I can tell you right now, I am not playing the game anymore. Because that's fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, and that's
They
why
already have your money. Why would they even
well,
give
they
you
were
a moment of
constantly
grief
getting more
because of
money
that?
from me, and now they won't.
Oh yeah, Nico.
I
is
bought
a
everything. Like, I was all
respect.
in.
Yeah,
And then I was
respectfully.
like, you know what? I'm going to take a break, play a little Elden Ring, wait till the Illuminate come out, and then jump right back in. But if they pull some douchey move like that, where they change the fire damage to the base game, but then release a new fire damage type, and then just lock that away in their battle pass, fuck that shit.
Well, they came out with a bullet point agenda addressing everything, saying, hey, basically it's our bad, we're here to help out, we'll fix it, we understand your complaints. And so they have a couple of things as far as trying to bring balance back to the weapons
That's really easy. Roll it back.
before on that part. So they're trying to make it right now solid, but right now the main players that are on there are basically like what they wrote in the subreddit was, they literally said, we'll watch this whole place burn, meaning
Yep.
like we'll let the robots, the toasters, take over before we even do anything else until you guys make some changes on that one. So that's
So the
controversial.
players are holding the plot hostage.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they literally
Unless they
said we're
do.
not doing nothing. We'll let them take over the planet.
Live service,
Like,
baby. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, and I think they said at the one time they only had about 1,000 or so players actually playing the thing versus I think they said they averaged about maybe, I think it was close to 50,000, but I want to say it's 30,000, which they said those numbers are pretty good given the way the games are right now. To where, again, if it's true, only, let's say even if it was only 10,000 or less players are playing and everybody else is not playing, watching it burn. Yeah, you can't do that because there's been plenty of times we joined together or we did something. I'm like, there's no way we're. I think it was the last time we played. I think it was like 5 or 7 planets we had to liberate.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way within I think it was 4 days when they released the whole toasters are coming back. Oh yeah, that was the main thing. We destroyed the scout fleet, and then the main fleet came. And I'm like,
in all fairness, I thought that was fantastic. That's like actually one of the things that sucked me into the game was like, okay, so they're doing this proper, but then they kept nerfing weird shit, and it wasn't like, it didn't feel like nerfs. It felt like actual fucking bugs. Like there were some of the rifles that they were putting out where it was like, how is this doing so little damage based off its number, like its stat numbers?
Yeah.
Like, so there's something wrong here.
So, I mean, also Super Earth to the bots. I mean, that they have control over the bots. It isn't like the bots are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And they can introduce changes in order to mitigate that, like, have bugs versus bots, running a bot match between the two of them, and roll the dice to see who gets it, and have like this interspecies fight where the humans aren't involved.
Oh, I guarantee that they're running bots for Helldivers because they're down to like, I want to say it's like 10,
they can also do that too. Yeah,
players. Like there's not a lot of people playing the game anymore. Like people dropped off because they haven't really changed anything. Like I get the
hype is hype, man.
I know, but see, the problem is this is the problem with live service games. The moment your community leaves, especially when it's 75% of it, there's no fucking point to keep playing because it's going to be considered a dead game soon. Like 10,000 players is still a lot, but when you look at what they had in the beginning to when like the quote unquote casuals fell off, it was still quite a bit numbers wise. But now even the hardcores are like, nah, fuck this. They need to fix it and drop. That's where it's like, okay, this is speed running a dead game here.
So to end my week, I would say for controversy, Borderlands movie. I think Glenn did an excellent reason why not to watch it, or at least wait till it comes
looks
out
like
streaming
absolute trash. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. 0% critical score was on Rotten Tomatoes, 52% audience score. There was controversy that apparently The Last of Us writer Craig Madison jumped ship because Eli Roth. I didn't know Eli Roth was
redid the script.
Yep. Basically a watered down
here's
version
the fucked thing, because I actually know a lot more about this. The script was originally an R-rated movie until execs were like, oh no, we're not going to make any money if it's R-rated, pulling the whole like fucking shit they did in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then, boom, released out to public. An M-rated video game with no blood in it. What the fuck? Like,
that's weird.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing. Like it was like Borderlands is excessive violence and excessive swearing, and there's none of that because you turned it into a PG-13 movie. That's like taking RoboCop and making it PG. That's fucking stupid.
No dick shots ever.
None whatsoever. Fuck this.
Oh yeah.
But no, I definitely don't. I'm going to watch it because I think I saw the review that Red Letter Media did where they compared it to like schlocky action movies from the 90s like Judge Dredd, and I was like, all right, I'm in. It's like that Morty meme where it's like, god damn it, man, I'm in.
Well, if you put it like that, because I enjoyed Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. If it's a schlocky movie, it's probably going to be good, but the general audience aren't going to like it. Yeah. Like, how many people in this room actually like the original Judge Dredd movie? I know I'm one of them.
I mean, he was okay.
What's his name? Who played his brother? Plus, he was called Rico too.
Oh, like Rico was played by Armand Asante.
Yeah,
he's fucking great. No,
like, I was your blood. I was your brother. The law. Oh,
I just love it.
It just makes me kind of sad that they didn't introduce any of the death judges from Judge Dredd.
Dude, in all fairness, they had the ABC Warrior in there, so I was happy for that. Because if there's one thing we'll never get, it's an ABC Warrior movie. So it was nice to see that they did a proper AMC Warrior with really good animatronics. Like Hammerhead looked fucking awesome.
It's closed out on Borderlands. Again, if you're looking for video game lore, it's not following the video game lore. They actually changed Tina on that one. And of course, 8.8 million was domestic, 15 million worldwide. It may have risen, but for what they wanted on that one, it's not. Also, if you're trying to talk to Randy,
No Brick, no Mordecai. Ugh.
Listen, no Brick, no Mordecai, fine. Do this movie 10, 12 years ago with Terry Crews as Roland, would have been fucking perfect. And fuck y'all, Gina Gershon still got it. Gina Gershon's the one that plays Moxie. Like, come on. Come on.
Listen,
No.
okay.
Come on.
In defense of Gina Gershaw as Moxie, Moxie is intended to be an older matronly woman in the game.
Bingo.
However,
She still should have been younger. No, listen, you're right.
Hit him.
shit was
right.
supposed to be
Hit him,
tight.
Glenn.
Oh yeah.
Hit
Yeah.
him. Hit him in his jaw.
No, you're not wrong. Listen, the only reason
It's
that
like-
keeps me
like-
okay with Moxie
Mad
being
Moxie does
Gina
not have
Gershon
fucking
is
turkey
because
neck.
of
Okay.
that's fair. However, I'm just saying the nostalgia in my brain really puts like a younger Gina Gershon in Moxie's form, and that does
if
things
it was
to
if
me.
he was a younger one, cool. If he hell with that, I can be like Jennifer Esposito.
Oh no,
where-
fuck that! I got it. You know who should have played Moxie?
The AT&T chick.
No, that's a good
Wait.
pick, but no, the one who should have played her, if they wanted to go for a seasoned woman, if you will, Elvira, Mistress of Darkness.
Uh-oh.
The look in Glenn's eye
Yes.
means that he fucking
Yes.
knows.
Say that one more time because you
Yes.
kind of phased out on me.
Elvira, Mistress of Darkness, should have played
Yes.
Moxie.
Ah!
Because
Dude,
even now she could have
Elvira
pulled it
as
off.
Mad Moxie. Oh my
Her?
god, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, Elvira.
I would have forgiven
Elvira's
so
like
many other sins
68 or
if
70.
that was the
she
case.
still got it,
Oh my god, that would have been perfect.
and she still
Terry
looks
Crews
really
and-
good.
Oh god.
I gotta see it. I don't see it right
Okay,
now. 'cause
well, what you should
like you
do
said,
is just
no.
go onto the Googles and type
Elvira
in
is,
Elvira,
like-
Mistress of
I know
Darkness.
who Elvira is, but still, the images I have of Elvira is like, no, it's done.
Listen, put clown paint on, drop the hair down, same character.
Dude.
Why would I want the same character?
No, that's Mad
No,
Moxie.
I mean, like, it would have stayed faithful to the story.
yeah, it would have been
That
very
would have
faithful to
been
the story.
fucking perfect.
I
Oh
should have
my
been a
God,
casting
dude.
agent. I'm just saying.
Well, tell
Oh my
that
God.
to Randy Pitchford, the creator of Borderlands, and hopefully he doesn't block you because he's been blocking
Listen,
people and talking. junk about
Randy
everybody.
Pitchford is a greasy cunt. I don't care. I would wear his ban as a badge of honor.
Sir, that movie should have been rated R, but this is a PG-13. I don't know what kind of language you're using.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, but this
It's
goes
because
on
it
my
has
channel.
Kevin Hart in it. That's
And-
why.
Yeah, see, I was okay with Kevin Hart. I wasn't.
That's
but
why
I
it's
was
PG-13.
fine.
It's
But-
because of
No.
Kevin Hart and Jack Black, who were both
Yeah.
tween,
Tween friendly.
actors. Tween friendly actors. There we are. That's exactly
Which is
what
funny.
I'm
I
looking for.
see. I wouldn't put Jack Black in that category though, because most of the
As
shit-
of late, yes.
Mario Brothers. That's it.
Mario Brothers. Whenever he was in the School of Rock. Whenever he was in.
Yeah.
Waiting.
What else?
Tenacious D.
Not Tenacious D.
No, because that's
the-
adult
the-
oriented.
The
See,
the,
he's got-
the Jumanji movie. There we are. That's what I was trying to
Okay,
think
so you got let's see, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, and I want to say almost like 20 years ago. So I would not rank him as a kids movie, as a tween actor.
Kung
when he
Fu
has been
Panda.
he wasn't Kung. Yeah, okay, fuck, you got me there.
or
Damn right.
He was in 4 Kung Fu Pandas. Okay, I guess you can put him down as a tween actor. However, I have seen him
Tween
say worse
friendly
words than
actor.
I do. So, fuck off.
Irregardless, I still think again with Kevin Hart that was a wrong pick for
Yeah.
Tolan for it. I don't care what anybody says. Again, if we're gonna be again,
Ooh,
they didn't
ooh.
do the main factor is they didn't follow the lore.
This
for
is
the video
true.
game.
However, if they were going to do a lore accurate version and keep Kevin Hart, they should have made Kevin Hart Zero. Because Zero's at least a tiny ninja.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know. I still wouldn't be like. I mean, I feel like it's Never mind. It's going to
No, that's
dark,
fine. I want
dark.
Ray Park as
I go
if
to
they ever do
Deadpool's territory, but there's a
another
thing in
one, which I
Deadpool.
doubt. I want Ray Park to play Zero.
He's too old.
I don't know. He was still moving around.
I'm joking.
What about Phil Wizard as Zero?
Who?
The recent Canadian gold medalist breakdancer.
Oh, we are
The fact
not
that you
going to
said
be
that
discussing the
breakdancing
fucking
thing.
Olympics on this
Yeah,
podcast.
that's another episode because that was.
That's an episode of the Beard Brothers because that is not a Nico topic.
But I'm saying, like, I mean,
less.
think about it. Oh, the only male Olympic gold medalist breakdancer as, you know, a robot ninja. I mean, come on.
Fair. Although I will say this, I did what it. Okay, so what did we get for shooting in the Olympics? I'm just curious. Did we get any medals?
Not to
We're
my
America,
knowledge.
so
The
yeah.
guy from Turkey got silver.
No, I don't because we did shit. I remember hearing that. It's like, man, that's the one American pastime is everybody and their fucking sister has guns. We could go find Billy Bob out in the fucking Adirondacks, whatever, out in the fucking bush. And
Adirondacks.
Thank you, Adirondacks. And he'd be able to deadeye a fucking nail through a piece of wood with his grandpa's 22, and you're telling me we can't get somebody to shoot for America, the most gun-toting American country ever? Fuck off.
No, because you're talking about somebody that has been born and raised to do that versus, if that's the example you're giving, versus somebody that the Olympian, as far as the committee, is going to pick for it here for qualifying, everything else like that.
Again, if the goal of the Olympics is to have the best of the best, then you want the dude wearing half his overalls and missing a couple teeth who can shoot a fucking nail through a piece of wood with a 22 rifle. I'm just saying.
The guns that they have inside the Olympics are not gunpowder guns. They're air guns.
Oh, well, that's just stupid.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
That's why you don't have, you know, these guys who do the little trick shottings, all that. Fuck, get what's his face? Fucking Nico. Not Rico.
Yeah, that's me.
Neo.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves in there. Fuck, that would be something. I'm just saying the guns that they have inside the Olympics are intended to be as low violence as they possibly can because the
and
Olympics
that is where you
intended to be
lost
peaceful.
me because you are trying to do a competition on shooting and not giving a fucking gun. That's called archery. That's where you use a bow and a string with an arrow attached and you launch it at a target, not a fucking gun contest. Oh, I hate the Olympics. New topic.
All right. So speaking of that, the only follow-up I have is this will end my week. Because you got to segue into a lot of stuff.
I'm an angry man. I'm sorry.
For Bungie.
You talk about such interesting things, Rico. Come on.
I feel like I'm the one who does the homework, and then you guys are the one that take the credit for it. Like later on, let me borrow your homework real quick.
I have
like,
stuff I'm talking
you guys
about this week. Thank you.
Like, yeah, we did this together as a team. I'm like,
These
was in the
motherfuckers over
library.
here.
yeah. So the last thing would be follow up to Bungie. With that, it's just it was confirmed layoffs were in the works prior to final shape. So no matter if it did well or not, it was gonna do bad. It oversold to Sony.
Boo-hoo. How many fucking cars did he have to lose to keep those employees? That's all I'm saying. Fuck Bungie.
So oversold to Sony. Layoffs were better than insolvency on that one. Sony Group Corporations for the quarter one fiscal year. Basically, the CFO, I didn't know this dude had so many titles. The CFO, COO, SIE Chairman, Hiroki Totoki, forgive me if I mess up your name, basically told them they got to restructure. It's cost, the structure, and portfolio optimization. So it's one of those things of, don't blame me, don't blame Sony, blame Bungie.
Oh, I would blame Bungie 100%. They stretched themselves too thin. They have a live service game on top of a live service game that they sunset for said live service game, and then they're going to branch their team off to build 2 other games at the same time of quote-unquote AAA quality, and you expect your live service game to actually keep going properly? Fuck off.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing was that I feel like the way Sony bought and gobbled up Bungie was Xbox was online to purchase Bungie and Sega.
Oh yeah, because they were the Halo company. Of course they want them.
But they stated that Bungie was a high burn rate risk. So I'm like, if they did their due diligence in figuring out how the company is, I highly doubt Sony didn't do the same thing. But I think there
Oh,
were.
I guarantee Sony's plan was to pretty much gank the IPs and dump them to the
Yep.
winds. They just ended up making more money than they should have.
Yeah, because I
Well,
mean the
it's
same
like
thing.
it's like what happened with Campo Santo whenever Valve picked him up. Whenever they did Firewatch, which is a spectacular game, they had the In the Valley of the Gods in the works, but then Valve basically scooped him up and then stuck him on other games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like the same exact thing.
No, but you hit the nail on the head. They took money, spread themselves out. Then you took veterans that were part of the original core for Bungie, sent them out to do other things. And again, Luke Smith could have been like, "Hey, man, I've been dealing with Destiny for 10 years. I want to do another project or something new for Destiny," which he was doing for payback. But unfortunately, when you have, I forget the guy's name, I think it was Pete Parsons, who was the CEO. When you're not making the key decisions or whatever, it don't matter if a thing is success. If you're below the red line, again, if you're in 1 million in the hole and you only make 500K, you're still 500K in the hole. I mean, it is what it is on that part. But hopefully, with Tyson Green, who's a Bungie veteran, and being a new director, and this codename Frontiers coming out soon, hopefully we'll be better on that one. And with that, that concludes my week. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to Glenn, my bearded bro. Plus Nico left, so that's you.
I saw Glenn
Is
walk
that
off
me?
too.
I know I did that on purpose. No.
You fucking cunt.
And that concludes your show. Beep, 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 beep.
Boop.
Yeah, but how enough?
That's all, folks.
Yeah, the most I can add is D23. I'll have more info on that one. I know we talked about it a little bit on last podcast, but that's a 2.5-hour thing that I have to sit down and watch. That's the whole everything they released.
Most exciting thing about that whole D23, just talking about it, is the live action Nico Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
So then I have Nami.
Toys R Us. Toy Story 5, the last Toy Story. It's all a lie.
The death of physical toys.
God, right? No,
So,
the only thing I heard about D20 or whatever, or D12 or whatever the fuck their convention is called.
No,
I don't care.
M&M.
I don't give a shit.
D23.
The trailer for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was apparently ass. That's all I heard.
Yeah, I saw that. It shows me nothing excitement and everything. If everything is true between what they said that Snow White was going to be about, as far as the lead actress, it's like, again, I get you're trying to change up the recipe, but this is not going to go the way you want to. And even now, people are protesting because Gail Gadot for the whole Palestine like that. So
Gal Gadot. Get it right. It's Gal Gadot. Oh, dude, yeah, I just read that where it's like the person playing Snow White just came out and said something about free Palestine, and then like while you're working on set with somebody from Israel who's been kind of like, yo, fuck off.
pretty much, I mean, yeah, she already came out with a documentary, not to go into any of that type of politics and stuff, but
yeah, I just
when
find
you
it
have that
funny
much-
that the infighting starts.
Well, I mean, we know how
Like
this
I
is
said,
going to pan
you
out.
have-
Are you
you
going to
have
pick
Well, the movie's gonna suck
Wonder
ass
Woman?
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you going to pick Wonder Woman, or are you going to pick somebody who nobody knows about?
Exactly.
Well, the funny thing is I think with it is, and again, depends on how you view it, is that the dwarves
yeah.
are not live action. They are CG because they said they didn't want to offend, the little, what do you call them now? Little people community.
I think they actually go by midgets now. I'm not gonna lie. I think it keeps swapping. It's either midgets or dwarfs. Like they kind of swap between the two. But what I will say is,
hold on. Actually,
that's
I'll clear this up for you right here, right now.
Please.
So, you have
Riveting
dwarfs,
stuff. Riveting.
midgets, giants, and superhumans.
Midgets,
Those are the
giants,
four
and superhumans?
categories.
Okay.
Those are the four categories of teratological manifestations of humans. So, dwarves, they are proportionally small.
Mm-hmm.
So their hands, arms, legs, body proportions are smaller, but proportionally follow the golden ratio that human bodies typically do. Midgets do not.
Okay.
They have disproportionately large heads and different features on their body that are the same size, and then some things that are smaller.
Okay, so
Giants.
let's put this into something that my idiot brain can understand. Let's go Lord of the Rings. So midgets are hobbits, dwarves are dwarves.
No.
Strike that.
Dwarves are hobbits. Hobbits are dwarves.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
I understand now.
And then you have giants, which are people who are disproportionately large. So they may have exceptionally long legs, exceptionally long arms, exceptionally large everything. I mean, like that is not in proportion to like the size of their heads and other things like that. Whereas you have superhumans like myself that are proportionally large.
Tell me you're a beta male without telling me you're a beta male.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, live your truth, Glenn. Don't listen to Nico. Live your truth, superhuman.
I'm a superhuman. That means I'm better than you all.
No, I'm not saying that I'm better. I'm saying that people like Shaq are superhumans.
No, listen. I'll look up into Glenn's baby blue eyes, and I'll say, "Fuck you, Tolly."
Hey, speaking of Shaq, real quick, when we went to the Meet the Teacher, he actually has a book called Shaquille O'Neal that they're using in the thing. Yeah, Shaq does everything.
I didn't know he was a children's writer. That's kind of cool.
And a rapper. I mean, honestly.
Dude, Shaq Diesel, best fucking album of the 90s.
As long as you don't mention that movie.
Steel?
Shazam.
Fuck.
Oh, both.
Not,
yeah. Oh.
We can't get into that. Dude, that will break my fucking brain. I still swear Sinbad was in it. Somebody go.
So Glenn, go ahead with your week because we're.
I'm about to have an existential crisis.
Yeah. You know what grinds my gears? I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. No, Glenn, go. Go, Glenn. This is your turn now. Nico, shut up.
So a death this week that you had not mentioned was Miss Rachel Lillis, who is the voice actress for Misty and Jessie from Pokemon.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she passed away at 55 after being diagnosed with breast cancer in May, and then she died this past Saturday.
Cancer sucks.
And so huge loss for the.
Listen, I don't think this is gonna be a hot take, but fuck cancer. Am I right, boys?
Fuck cancer, yeah. Let's see. This week, I went on to a live stream for our dear friend Slime a Dime, where we played Supermarket Together, which is an up and coming social game that feels very much like working in a grocery store. To include beating thieves with brooms, and amongst other things.
But do you have to clean up fecal art projects in the bathroom because somebody decided to use a shit crayon on the mirror?
Occasionally, and
that's
they
are that still hits hard.
They're occasionally, or they're rolling out live updates.
God, I hope I didn't give them ideas because that'll bring back PTSD, man. Working at McDonald's.
But overall, I mean, comparing it to a game like Supermarket Simulator, I feel that the game has a lot more to it in terms of tools that the players can interact with, in order to provide a much more immersive supermarket simulation experience. So I would highly suggest Supermarket Together as a great social game. This week also, Abiotic Factor has released their Crush Depth update, adding on to the rollout of the game as it is moving towards the salvation of its early access. What was it? 7 Days to Die went to its update 1.1, which is kind of cool. They fucked stuff up again. It's game's broken again. So it was fixed there for a little bit, which is kind of nice. Let's see what else. I've been playing a lot of this game called Shadows Over Loathing. It was a game.
I've heard of that. I heard it was pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Like
it came out in
stick figure Cthulhu RPG.
Yeah, and so it was a follow-on for West of Loathing, which was a
Western RPG,
Western theme,
literally Western themed.
Yeah, but yeah, no, highly suggest it. Really great game. It does not need as a single player experience. It's absolutely fantastic, easy to understand mechanics, and I love it. It's great. Really, really good without going too hokey with the Call of Cthulhu elements. Like it goes into the Call of Cthulhu elements, but it establishes the normal part of that era of like the Coolidge era America. In order to go into it, I liked it a lot. Also went on a achievements hunting run for several games that I had completed the main game of it. Loaded back up all my old saves and just fucking sent it because I'm still waiting for my job to start sometime later on this month. And so I have all this free time. So I have 100%ed the following games: Gone Home, Broken Age, The Stanley Parable, The Magic Circle, Cube Director's Cut, Cube 2, Gemini Rue, Half-Life 2, The Fall, Portal, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, the original one, not the special edition, Portal, Sonic Forces, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform Collection, Skullgirls, Second Encore, Strata, Untitled Goose Game, Torchlight 2, Metal Slug, Mythic Wonders, The Philosopher's Stone, Starbound, Lego City Undercover, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Anarchy Arcade, and Fat Queen 2.
Shoot.
Wait, so these are all games you platinumed in a week?
A week and a half. I haven't slept much.
Yeah, no shit. So how are methamphetamines? I'm just curious.
I've been busy. No, it's
especially with Fat Queen 2.
It was one of those games where I saw it. I was like, you know what? This is
let me just platinum this porno game.
I didn't mean to say it. It was on the list, but I didn't intend to say it.
I was already on a roll, but now I'm just letting it go.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, hope nobody noticed. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna call attention to it.
You son of a bitch.
Fap Queen 2.
Wow.
No.
On Steam. You can get that at steampowered.com.
So anyways, no, and it just involved a lot of running the DLC and, just basically going through things without exploring stuff and just achievement hunting. I dare say that I could have done this on some sort of stream and probably gotten some great content for it, but I was kind of in the zone. As you can see from my eyes, I have some screen burn from the situation, but that's how things go. My eyes aren't typically blue, by the way, Nico. They're typically green,
and
brown.
That, children, is why you don't do meth.
No, we don't do drugs. We don't do drugs at all.
No, not at all.
No, we do math.
I don't
We
at
do
all.
math.
It's one of those things. Like whenever I was growing up, my dad was like, "If you smoke weed, you can't get a clearance, and nobody's going to need to give you a job because that stuff stays in your system. They can tell." I was like, "Okay, Dad." And so I never tried even weed.
Yeah, that's weird because my dad said if you smoke weed, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, he did that too. But
that's crazy because when I was 16, my mom bought me weed. So.
And that's the difference.
A lot.
It does. It really does.
Mom. She was cool until she became old and not cool. Hi, Mom. Love you.
So I'm going to say that the ones that gave me the hardest is Elder Scrolls 5, Elder Scrolls 5, and the Half-Life 2 Episode 1 were probably some of the hardest ones in order to get the 100% achievements on. And it wasn't so much that like I had like to start from zero on a lot of these games because I had completed the main run of the game. It was just all the extra shit that came afterwards. So, I had established leveled characters, and so that was most of my week. I talked about finishing up Paranoia Agent, which was a really great anime, by the way. It was anime that released in 2004. I think I talked about that on our podcast, Rico.
Yeah, it was the guy that was on roller skates running around and just hitting people. Nancy Kerrigan. Was it Nancy Kerrigan or no? She's the
Nancy
one who got
Kerrigan.
Hit.
Nancy Kerrigan, the ice skater? No.
No. It's just the way you made it seem like he goes around and hits people with a bat. It reminded me of Nancy Kerrigan when she got hit by who was the one who hit her? Was it Tammy?
Tamaguchi?
No. It was the white blonde.
You remember the
blonde,
Olympic ice skater?
I thought it was like Tina something.
Oh, what was her name? Anyways, go Glenn.
So anyways,
Tanya Harding. It's Tanya Harding.
There you go. So basically, yeah, a guy who's on roller skates is doing like Tanya Harding, just hitting people with bats. Said, "Live your life." Pow.
Are you saying that Tanya Harding?
Smack.
Tanya Harding beat people?
Pretty sure she tried to break someone's legs.
Yeah, she hit Nancy Kerrigan's leg. Well, she didn't hit it. She hired, quote unquote, a guy to do it that hit her leg, so take her out of the runnings for the Olympics, and she would be on that one. And it was just a weird, I don't know. The plan went to hell, and it basically got linked back to her on that one.
Damn.
But I think it was one of those they didn't have enough evidence or something.
Yeah. Speaking of Hulk Hogan as well, you had mentioned that there's a grudge match between Jesse the Body Ventura and Hulk Hogan in the political arena as of late. Oh yeah, because Hulk Hogan was invited to the RNC and did a shirt ripping routine, to show off those sweet old man pecs. Yeah. And Jesse Ventura was asked, "Hey, are you going to go to the DNC convention?" He was like, "Actually, I wasn't invited," but they're feuding online, which is always fun. Let's see what else. What else? What else did I do? I have all this spare time as of late. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, oh, by the way, yeah, the El Gato Negro, that was Azteca Productions as well, by the way. Yeah, that was great. Anyways, I think that's it, man. Apart from doing the podcast on Tuesday and you missing out. Yeah, it's been a rather tame week. I have a D&D game on Saturday.
D&D?
Actually, not D&D. It's Starfinder. It's a Starfinder game. It's being run by my good friend.
Nerd. Oh, sorry. Something in my throat there.
We are on a podcast called the Nerdverse Odyssey that you started and own, Nico. Mm-mm. So what soapbox, what platform, what high ground do you stand upon to even call down that a statuesque, multi-talented, sultrily voiced gentleman such as Isaac, superhuman, is anything but a normal ass dude who enjoys nerdy things? That's what I would say I am. I'm a storyteller, Nico. I'm not a nerd. I'm one who enjoys stories. You, my friend, you are the nerd.
Damn.
That was cold. Although my rebuttal is fucking nerd.
Nerd. I just love how Glenn just tuning in and is like was the character in the movie that just threw it in your face.
Mm-hmm.
What was that dude from Breaking Bad? Walter.
Oh yeah.
Walter White.
I was bumped in the night or whatever. I'm a superhuman.
I am the law.
Superhuman man.
I am the law. Yeah.
You gotta do the face with it though. It's the only way.
Oh,
my
right,
God.
yeah. You can't really see it because my full luxurious beard that I have. So I mean, my top lip isn't as expressive as yours.
Oh, man. What's wrong with you?
Anyways, enough about this. I don't want to shit on the podcast that employs me.
Yeah, how's that paycheck of all $0.00 coming along for you?
It's an investment, Nico. It's an investment.
Not really
Much
well,
like
but we're about to have it.
GrannyFootfinder.com.
We're about to unionize.
I don't remember what the fuck I bought anymore.
Featuring gameplay from Fat Queen 2. No.
Whoa.
God. Jeez. All
Again,
right,
the
so I guess
views
it's
and
my
expressions
week
and
then.
opinions.
It is your turn. Go.
All right, so let's see. Non-nerd related news. You all know of my son Lehan. I believe you've even seen him as he's ran past the camera multiple times. Well, my favorite king of the idiots decided to do something fun this week. He broke his arm.
Oh, wow.
But
Doing something awesome?
I don't know. The way he described it sounds like he could have been trying to do something awesome and just fucked it. But he was on like this. It was almost like a jungle, like the monkey bars, but like a bridge version with like netting. And I guess he miscalculated and rolled backwards, smacking his forearm, and then falling down and shattering his humerus. So like right around here, he like cracked the bone open. So now he's in a cast, and he goes in not next week, the week after to get it taken off for an X-ray, and then he can do a little scratchy because he's been complaining about how itchy it is. And then they're going to tell us if he has to wear it for another 2 more weeks or 4 more weeks. So that'll be fun. And speaking of twinks, how you doing, Hunter?
Well, I couldn't let you guys go another week without one of my amazing jokes.
Of course.
So I felt I had to come in for this one.
How's the rearrangement of your wife's guts doing?
They're good. They're all where they're supposed to be now.
Listen, just because he
excellent.
looks like a wife beating Mario doesn't mean that he destroyed his wife's stomach. Come on, man.
He looks like the sort of guy that might destroy somebody's guts, though. Ayo.
Yeah.
He looks like a low-rent Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, well, I also took it as like a Pornhub type compliment, so like I'll accept it.
Well, perfect. You're on the right podcast because somebody got 100% achievement in Fap Queen 2.
That's how you do it. You always got to use your left hand, but it's got to be the stranger, so you got to sit on it first. But speaking of, I wanted to ask you guys a question that has moral implications, obviously.
All right.
When is it socially acceptable to beat up a dwarf?
Oh, this is fitting. When is it?
When they stand
Well,
next
I
to your
mean,
wife
you
and
want
tell her
honest
that her
answer
hair
or no?
smells great.
Say that again?
When they stand next to your wife and tell her that her hair smells great.
Much like the dwarf, this has gone over my head.
That's a good one.
Think lower.
It's a sex joke.
Yes.
Are we talking about butt bush?
Well, more huevos.
Oh man.
I guess if that's where you want to stand, that's on you.
Yeah, Glenn went. The joke went this way, and Glenn went.
Glenn's just giving out free colonoscopies. That's all.
Yeah.
Whether he uses a hose or his tongue, it doesn't matter.
Hey,
Glenn gave that one a reach around.
look, there's an Olympian that's getting free colonoscopies from the Philippines for life, and I'm like,
That is.
look that up. He won. This guy won the Olympics, and he gets free
wait.
colonoscopies for life, along with all this other stuff.
Listen, as much as I'd love to hear about a little Filipino man who's getting his ass blown out on the daily, Hunter, give me another side shot. I gotta see that. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
That is
That's magical.
flaring out like
So-
flaring out like a peacock.
So for our audio only listeners, Hunter is looking the most white trash that you could get It
Dude,
is
that's like
something
either
fierce.
like hat formed, or did you put curlers in that, bro?
That's just what my hair does.
Yeah, no, so we both naturally have
Yeah.
curly hair. His just isn't as curly as mine.
Mine's
I
nice
believe
and
Hunter,
wavy.
but I don't believe Nico on that one.
Wavy, I see. Yeah.
Dude,
I
that
also
is...
suffer from wavy hair.
But here's the beautiful part about this
Yep.
is I am hopping on a plane Sunday morning to go represent my company at a convention with thousands and thousands of our customers, and I've got a mullet and this mustache, and I got sleeves of tattoos I'm gonna be rocking the whole time. It's gonna be great fun. I can't wait.
Please pull the mullet into like a ponytail. I think that would be the most professional you can
Wait,
do.
wait, wait.
I've actually done that a few times now.
Can you man bun it?
I can't man bun it up because the top is too short, but like it does make for a mean ponytail.
Oh god.
Dude,
Like
yes.
how?
Rock the ponytail.
You were
That is-
turning
like,
into
is that
white trash
professional?
George Carlin. It's great.
See, like they're just selling them out there, Rico.
Dude, you just look normal
okay.
now.
Okay.
Oh man, that is something else.
God, that
You
is
gotta,
like,
hey,
like
when you go to your convention, though, you gotta take
T-pose
pictures.
power move,
like,
bro.
take pictures with whoever you're representing with. Especially if they're in a suit. Like, here's a suit guy, and then here's Hunter just like rocking it, just like, what's
It's
up?
like that
Oh, man,
picture
I'm
of
going
Michael
with, like,
Scott when
the-
he's shaking like the CEO's hand and he's wearing like the just the nerdiest outfit.
Yeah.
Dude, the CEO is going with me.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh, man.
Never
Does
change.
he also have a mullet? Because that's the only reason why I would think they would trust you with this.
it's a
He
trucking
doesn't,
company.
but he too. No, I don't work.
Oh,
for
if it's a trucking company, fuck
Oh.
yeah.
I
dude.
went back to another company.
Like,
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong.
Dude, mullet is the power move.
Right? No, he isn't rocking a mullet, but he is probably the only other person in that building who appreciates sneakers as much as I do. So it works out.
All right. I have to
hard,
admit, I'm
mullet
very
brother.
happy that you are committing to the crow bit from all those shows ago.
Oh my god.
Somebody had to.
Well, when you get back from Vegas, you need to shave the top more so we get the skullet going because you are right there.
No, not quite yet. I am going to shave it to the bone, but not quite yet.
Oh my god, so you're gonna have that weird like redneck, almost like a redneck monk haircut.
No, I'm gonna shave my head because I'm gonna donate the mullet.
Ah, got
Yeah,
it.
once it's like 8 or 9
poor
inches long.
unfortunate child that whose skull didn't close in all the way.
my God.
So that they can get the wig in
Oh.
order to
I think
be
I
the-
think little Jimmy Bean is gonna be
We're
so
gonna have healing
happy
powers.
with his new mullet.
Yeah.
You mean Joe
I have
Dirt?
healing powers.
They're not taking the fucking scalp with it. It's just the hair. They can put it wherever they want.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
No, in the story of Joe Dirt, right? The reason why he had the mullet was because of the fact that when he was a baby, his skull didn't close together all the way, and so they put the
Exactly.
the mullet wig
Yep.
on his head, and his head just kind of grew into it, and so there was no changing it afterwards. That's what I'm saying. You growing the future, Duff of a future Joe Dirt.
Excuse me,
I
it's
accept
Joe
this burden.
Dirte.
Oh my god. What
It's
the heck?
French.
I love the
Don't try to
post.
French it up, fancy man.
You said that now until you get those pictures of him in the Speedo just like doing
Oh
this.
no, a speedo.
I never
Come on.
send him pictures. in a
Hunter is
Speedo.
above
That's too much
wearing a
clothes.
speedo. He wears the same bathing suit that Borat wears.
If I have to wear one.
If you have to-
No, bro. He's rocking that
I don't know if
side
that's a good
sling.
thing or a bad thing, but I think it's illegal in 48
Have y'all
states.
seen those?
Which
Have
one?
you know what I'm talking about? The one sling, the side sling.
No.
Basically, it's like a
Oh,
band
yeah.
that you wear around your leg that goes underneath and over one of your legs and back
Oh.
around. So it's like a ring of cloth that so happens to lift and support in
Listen,
certain
maybe
places.
it's just me, but there is no way in hell that that's going to be protecting my nuts from falling out of their sack. If you know what I mean.
Well,
that's
for the thing is, it's not meant for people with micro penises. They expect
No,
you
it's
to be
not.
No,
at
that's
least
fine. I make up
an
for it in the
average
length of my
size.
balls.
allow me to regale you
God.
With the tail of his micro
with this
penis?
picture. No. I'm
It's
going
so
to post
small.
something in chat to just show you what I'm intending.
What you're
to show
getting
you.
at?
what I'm getting
all
at.
I want to say is I love how Hunter comes in and the whole conversation is derailed. It just went.
hard.
It did
Here
get
we are,
derailed that
gentlemen.
hard.
The side sling.
Oh
But
god.
speaking of dong slings, that I do have a
The one in the pink is
page that I can
particularly
send you
good.
guys for a wonderful undergarment that I purchased. That's really just a thong, but it turns it into an elephant trunk, and it has googly eyes and elephant ear flaps.
Nice.
It's great fun.
Listen, I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I have a tiny ding dong, and I feel like this shit wouldn't support me.
Oh, maybe they make an anteater version. I don't know.
I love how this is just riveting nerd stuff.
No, man, that's what you get. Quality nerd content on the Nerdverse Odyssey.
Do you not appreciate my company, Rico?
No,
I do. What are you
I
talking
just don't
about?
think I just don't think he wants to talk about micro penises.
Okay,
No.
fine.
Oh
Well,
my
let's
God,
talk
here we
about
go.
premium nerd shit. I did spend the last 2 weeks of my life trying to get my PC operating smoothly at like a comfortable 90 FPS in VR again for iRacing, because they recently released their spring update that they've been working on for the last 2 years. That includes dynamic weather, changing conditions, like it actually like full on rains now, and the tire model and everything else got updated for it, which is great, except the fact that they fucked the entirety of the graphic settings for that game because of it. And so it legitimately took me almost 2 weeks to get those settings dialed in, so I wasn't just sitting between 30 and 44 FPS with the worst dropping in the world, which is not what you want on a sim game.
Fair.
So, okay. Hey, a couple of things I completely forgot to add to my week. One, Doom Dark Ages
Looks
just
awesome.
released the trailer. Fucking mechs and laser dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I
Everything
had
I
a whole
drew
fucking
in
chub.
my Trapper Keeper in high school.
Dude, I had a whole fucking chub. It was great. I also saw something in my Steam Discovery queue. It was like a storm chaser simulator that has like 625 kilometers of like searchable area, which I thought was pretty cool. Whenever you mentioned the weather thing, that made sense. That allowed me to come to that conclusion. Much how I came to the conclusion of the games that I played this week. So just kidding. No, but yeah. So both those look pretty cool. The Doom Dark Ages, though, I'm so
I
excited.
just
for.
hope it kind of goes back to the original Doom formula, where it's like rooms with monsters instead of just a room into an arena into a room. Because I prefer old school Doom.
It looks as if it's going to be sort of like a quote unquote arena fighting. And
I mean,
mind you,
that's
now
the new Doom
that
game.
was also the original Doom games.
No,
I mean, whenever you
no.
face off against your
The fuck are you talking
whenever you
about,
fight
homie?
off against your first cyber spider. When you face off against your first cyber spider, where are you? You are in an open area that is just you and the spider.
Motherfucking no, you are gonna get me on this one. Now, so listen, that's called a boss fight. That's where you have like a
boss fight in a arena.
Yeah, so here's the thing: an arena shooter, as in the subgenre of first-person shooters, is character enters room, has to fight off wave of enemies, to then proceed through corridor to go into another room to fight waves of enemies. The original Doom was not like that.
That was Doom 2. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. I play through the Doom games once every 6 months. I can guarantee you right now that is not how fucking Doom works.
Whenever you start killing, I know, right? Whenever you start killing cyber demons, right? And then all of a sudden there's a green flash and like several more show up, and then you kill those, and then all of a sudden the flaming skulls show up. Doom's been doing this since day fucking one, man.
No. So here's the problem.
The icon of pain fight. What
icon
is that?
Sin. That is, yes, that is an arena. However,
you're right. Okay, you got me on icon of sin. Sorry.
No, the main level structure is. Are you okay?
What are you?
Okay.
He's lighting a candle because of mosquitoes.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
sorry. I thought that was like a bottle of lube or something. I was like, what are you doing, bro?
The main level design of Doom is go through room, search for keys while you fight bad guys as you're going. Will they teleport in sometimes? Yes, but it's on a predestined trigger. Whereas New Doom...
Predestined triggers, like all the enemies are gone.
No, because...
Yeah,
no,
like what do we call that?
That's not how that
we call that a wave.
No,
dude, I'm just saying.
I get you.
I'm immovable on this fact.
Listen.
Doom has been doing waves
You
since
are
day one.
entitled to your wrong opinion. That's what I'm... It's okay. The thing is...
He's entitled.
Brother, I've been playing Doom much longer than you.
Bullshit. I learned how to use a computer just to play Doom, okay? Oh, my fucking computer froze. Okay,
I
no,
learned how
it's
to play
back.
computer
Oh, no, it's gone.
before I played
There we go,
Doom.
it's back. Okay, no, so I can literally close my eyes and run through all of E1, M1 right now, and I can tell you exactly, it is not an arena shooter, because it doesn't work like that. Are there levels where
It
enemies
has
will
arena
teleport in?
shooting
Yes, it
levels.
will. No, because
Comcast
an arena
believes
shooter
your
is
shit
win.
so
3.
little, it's trying to kill your
Hey
internet.
guys, hold on. Hunter's talking. Let Hunter. I want to hear Hunter's piece on this.
Speak.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I said Comcast believes your bullshit so little, it's trying to kill your internet connection, Nico.
Well, it's not
an arena.
Comcast, it's Verizon. And no, I think my computer is downloading updates right now. But no,
Points of
Like I'm downloading truth on you. What?
there is no truth to what you're saying, motherfucker. We will stream
2v1, 2v1,
Doom
folks.
right
2v1.
now. We could do co-op right now. I will give you the files. Let's go.
Let's
Nico's
roll.
getting
Let's
sandwiched
roll.
right now.
Right
He's
now.
getting sandwiched.
Okay, well, we're not
Gauntlet
going to do it.
Throne.
We're doing the
Let's
podcast
go.
right now, but I will
Oh,
stream
okay,
that.
fine.
We will do that this weekend. I am down because I will prove you
down.
wrong.
Yes.
I got
Love
nothing
it.
else to do but Starfinder, bro.
Oh.
As a great
Glenn
comic book
Boney.
character once said, "I'm going to make you suck my dick and say thank you."
You guys should settle this in Star Fox.
Oh, shoot, that is a good one right there. Yeah.
What is
I'll
that like?
barrel
Trial
roll
by
over the
Nerd
dick, what's up?
Combat?
Yeah, Trial by Nerd
Yeah.
Combat. That should be another. That should be like a spinoff of this podcast. Trial by Nerd.
Okay, so I am going to wear the lizard costume, just so you know. We're gonna do the Star Trek style. So we gotta go to Nevada. We gotta go to where was that, Nevada, where they filmed that scene.
I'll
Hey,
grab
Hunter
my red
going to
shirt.
Nevada. That coalesce right there.
I am, but here's the thing. I really want to go to Death Valley, but I also know I'm dumb enough that I should not go to Death Valley.
That is probably
I don't know how to make it back.
Just drink water. That's all you need.
Yeah, especially with that scarf you're growing out the back of your head, bro. Seriously.
That blocks out all the heat right there. It just blocks it out.
Anyways, this will be settled on another night, Nico.
Oh, it's gonna have to, because you're talking about my bread and butter right now.
Your bread and butter
Glenn
is
with those
fucking
words.
spoiled and stale, bro. You don't know
Your
shit.
beard makes it look like your face fucking a squirrel. I don't know. I got nothing.
You're insulting
trash
the most
talking,
beautiful part of my face. And for that, you must die.
I thought
Hunter,
the most
help him
beautiful
out.
part of
Help
your
out
face
your
was your
brother.
lips, bro.
Dude, I had to fight so many of his fights as a small child. I don't want to do it as an adult, too.
You don't want to,
So much
because
effort.
there are two things. If there's anything that I am, it's stubborn and an idiot.
Yep, and that's being proven time and time again.
All right, back to my
no
week.
argument there.
So Leon broke his arm. He's okay.
Weak. You're weak. That's right.
You. So Leon broke his arm. He's good. Honestly, he said it didn't hurt that much. It really the thing that pissed him off the most was the fact that he can't play video games as well as he used to because he can't use the controller properly. So I hooked him up with a
I
bunch
can
of
give him a
mouse
couple
only
tips
games.
on one-handed video game controls if you want.
A little too young for that. I'll give him a couple years. But no, so I hooked him up with a bunch of classics like Command and Conquer, Diablo. Those are the other ones I sent. Just pretty much like anything you can kind of run mouse only. So he's been busting through that. So that's kind of cool. For nerd shit, I played video games. Shocker, I know. So played through Elden Ring, the Shadows of the Erdtree DLC. I am at the final boss, and I have only gotten him to phase 2 once. He is very difficult. I will attempt that again at some other time. I picked up High on Life because it was in the Humble Bundle, I think. So I just paid for it early because that game looked really funny. And then
It's actually quite
I
great. And
subsequently
Rico,
bought
I'll have
High
a
on
spare key
Knife.
for you shortly.
it is really, really good. It is super funny. It's kind of like playing a first-person shooter in one of the cosmic TV channels from Rick and Morty. So if you're into Rick and Morty humor, it's right up there with it.
My only complaint about that particular game is that it is super hungry for both the graphics load and RAM load.
Oh.
I've had my computer like top out on power, and I'm running
Really?
1,000-watt power brick. But when I was running that game, it was not optimized in the beginning.
They
I don't know what type of
because it was running fine for me.
Yeah, in the beginning, and I'm rocking a pretty heavy tool set here. But whenever I was
Why is
playing,
it always sexual with you?
what do you mean sexual?
It's because he's wearing the Wolverine colors. He's just emanating manly musk.
You're over here
Are
talking
you saying
about
I have a heavy tool?
heavy tool set. Yeah.
You went there, man. I'm just saying.
He's superhuman. He's superhuman. So
Yeah. So, anyways, it was not optimized whenever I started playing in the beginning, and actually had to stop midway because of the fact that it was I was concerned about my computer and actually made some adjustments to cool it down significantly because of that, to include an AIO.
Oh, God.
But
I will say this though, the game caught me at the first mission where you got to go talk to the bouncing heads at the security door. And I think one of them was played by Psychic Pebbles, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then I shot an alien kid and got an achievement for it that said Fallout wouldn't let you do this, and I was like, and you got me.
I was actually going to ask you if you shot the kid.
Oh,
or
of
not.
course I did.
Like,
he was in my way.
It took.
Was it
took
named
everything-
Onion Head?
He kind of looked like Onion Head, yeah.
It took almost everything in my being not to shoot the kid. But
Oh, I
came
did it. I
damn
pulled that
close.
trigger as fast as I could. He was so fucking
Yeah.
annoying. And then if you
Yeah.
go over and talk to the lady at the bar, that's his mom, and she's like, don't feel too bad. You didn't kill a child. He's actually a 30. Like, yeah, he's a kid, but he's like 30 years old. It's not like he killed a 5-year-old.
She goes on to say something to the effect of like, I was going to do that next week if he didn't stop his bullshit or something like that.
Well, yeah,
right?
because he jumps in and calls everyone fresh meat. It's stupid funny. But that, yeah, High on Life, fantastic so far. I also picked up Super Pixel Racers, which is a kind of like an isometric racing game, sort of like that old monster truck game we used to have on the NES Hunter. It plays a lot like that. Super fun. Highly recommend it. Played a little Injustice 2, and then stopped playing Injustice 2 because it plays too much like Mortal Kombat. So that's all I got there.
well, I mean,
All you do with
it's
the-
made by the same studio.
I know, and I don't really like Mortal Kombat. I think I got it for free at some point.
Have you played Trover Saves the Universe?
Yes, that game is amazing.
Yeah, it's I think also by Squanch Games.
Yeah, it
as
is.
well. Yeah,
Same
yeah.
with their like Accounting Plus, which I have never played a VR
I have
game that
not
made me
heard of
almost
that
piss
one.
myself. Like that game is hilarious.
I'm gonna have to try that.
I also
I'm
played.
actually gonna look that up on wishlist right now.
You should. So EA apparently now released a bunch of their older games on Steam. So I picked up the entirety of the Command and Conquer collection because it was on sale for $8. Did you know that it also has Command and Conquer Renegade in it? So you want to talk about fun boomer shooters. Command and Conquer Renegade is awesome. I remember Hunter and I tried to get that to run on my dad's computer back when we were kids off a PC Gamer demo disc and couldn't. The fact that I can now play it just makes me happy because it is as fun as I thought it would be as a kid.
So you've never played it between now and then?
No, I never went
Okay.
back. I didn't think about it and go back and play it, so I haven't touched it. So now I'm playing it. It is stupid fun.
It's still on
Is
sale?
that one
Yeah,
of those
I
games
believe
that was
it's
made by Westwood Studios?
I don't think Renegade was by Westwood, but it was contracted out when Westwood was still doing Command and Conquer. So I think it came out like right after Tiberian Sun. I also picked up a game called Vladik Brutal, which is just Russian Half-Life. Like literally, it's Russian Half-Life. It's kind of janky, but in that like good Eurojank kind of way. And so you start off like, what if Gordon Freeman wasn't a physicist but a prisoner in a Russian prison? who's being forced to do science experiments. So like the resonance cascade you pull off is because it's your shift on I guess prisoner workday. So you're going and
What
flipping
is
all
this
the
called
switches.
again?
It is called Vladik Brutal. It came out maybe like 4 days ago. I think it's like $10 right now. It is pretty good.
This
yes.
was actually on my discovery queue.
Yeah, it looks very like the texture work is kind of unpolished because it sort of has that, like, it doesn't look like an asset flip. Like I actually believe they made all the assets themselves, but it has that kind of like sheen that you see in like asset flip games. So like the texture work needs some touch up, but the game itself runs really well and is fun.
The set design looks really great on it, though.
Yes, and it has some superb physics-based violence, so that's always a plus.
I'm going to need you to put the name of this game in the chat because I can't take a note on it right now.
I will.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I played a little game called Zero Below the Sun, which is a tank control survival horror game set in Antarctica, which honestly feels like, instead of a homage to Resident Evil, it feels a lot like somebody played Deep Fear on the Sega Saturn and was like, bro, I love this game more than Resident Evil. And that's kind of what this was, his inspiration for it, because it has a lot of similarities to that game. Which I actually probably will be streaming that this weekend. I got my stream set up. I'm either going to do a boomer shooter or a survival horror game. So we'll see on that end. Aside from that, I watched a couple movies, specifically X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, the originals. Still hold up. The visual effects in 2 are kind of jarring because it was like right before they started getting better with them. But the ones in X-Men 1, the only one that kind of stood out to me was when Wolverine is on the top of the Statue of Liberty and does the slide around the horn. Like, that's the only one that kind of looked out of place. The rest of it actually looked really good still. And aside from the movies, I've been listening to the Sleepy Cabin podcast, or Sleepy Cast, I think it was called. It's a bunch of the animators from Newgrounds. So like Stamper, Oni, Rice Pirate, can't remember some of the other guys that show up there, like Psychic Pebbles. So it was their podcast they did back in, I think, like 2016. It is the funniest shit I have listened to in a while, and I'm starting to remember that I'm pretty sure this is why I wanted, like, listening to them is what kind of gave me inspiration to do a podcast. So if you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. It's on YouTube. I don't think it's on Spotify, but Sleepy Cabin is just, it's definitely a relic of its time, and we'll leave it at that. But that, I believe, is my week. So, boys.
So with that, yeah.
With that note, I think this is the best time to say that we are going to dive heavily into spoiler territory, because much like Glenn's yellow and blue shirt, we will be discussing Deadpool and Wolverine. If you guys got nothing else to talk about before we do that.
No, I got my notes up. I'm all ready, and I am in.
Okay, well, I think Glenn is
I don't
talking
know
to
what I just
somebody
did.
off camera.
Nope, I'm here, dude. What up?
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to assume that what he mumbled was, yes, let us speak of the Deadpools. So, insert timestamp here. If you haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine, stop listening. Watch Deadpool and Wolverine. It's great because the spoilers in there are actually like good spoilers. So, catch you on the
We'll
flip
be
side.
right back. Dun, 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 dun.
I actually don't think I was even going to do an edit because I figured we'd just be coming in at the end anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's talk about how the opening to Deadpool and Wolverine is him walking up to Logan's burial site and murking a bunch of TVA agents with his bones.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really well done, especially since, a lot of credit scenes, like they as of late,
Mhm.
I have seen a lot of Marvel movies use the credits scene to kind of establish the pace of the movie,
Mhm.
and so I think that formula has been
Oh fuck.
well used in several different movies, and this one is one of them.
Fuck, you know what we forgot to talk about? Doodle-loo-loo-loo-loo-loo. Kathleen Kennedy is no longer part of Lucasfilms.
Is that
Yes.
true or is that is the rumor?
I think that's actually true. Like, I haven't found anything that disproves it, but they shit canned her. So maybe Star Wars will
think
get good
that
again.
Disney as a whole, I think Disney as a whole is doing a lot of things. To
They are
kinda clean the
restructuring a
house.
lot. And actually, you know what? This does kind of tie into Deadpool, because Deadpool is kind of proving that, oh, maybe we do need to take things in a different direction. Because the amount of shade that has been thrown on Marvel Studios in this movie is a thing of beauty.
Mhm.
Like, everything we say, well, mostly myself say about Disney has been came out in this movie, and it was absolutely great.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that they in this movie did essentially a proper goodbye to the Fox universe.
Oh my god, they did a fantastic. Do you want to know something fucking funny too? They tried
Yeah.
to get Nick Cage to play Ghost Rider for the cameo, and they couldn't get him. I guess there was a scheduling conflict, but he was originally supposed to be part of it.
Even
and-
if he just shows up with his head on fire, looks over,
Mm-hmm.
nah, fuck this, I'm out, and then walks off, that would have been perfect.
Yep, there was one other person too that they were trying to pull in, but they couldn't due to a conflict. I can't remember who it was. It was. I think they were trying to get Ben Affleck in as well, but he turned it down.
Yeah, well, I think that one also was a scheduling conflict
Yep.
with that one. I don't think it had anything to do with Jennifer Gardner or their divorce.
Exactly. I do think though we should talk about the divorce jokes because those were fucking hard. They went hard.
How they agreed to it, I mean, is one thing. I guess because they're just good friends with Ryan Reynolds. Because again, Hugh Jackman, same thing. He got divorced and they threw it in his face.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shoot, dude.
Wasn't he married to like Alanis Morissette or something like that?
Who?
Ryan
Hugh
Reynolds.
Jackman?
No, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds?
Oh no, we're talking about okay. Yeah, no, the apparently the Hugh Jackman divorce was a really bad one too.
Yeah, because they've been married 20-some years. Like she was there from day one almost, I believe. And I don't know why they got divorced. I mean, don't necessarily.
It's not
care.
honestly, it's none of our business.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it is what it is, and he has to pay the alimony and stuff. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, they Ryan Reynolds didn't hold no punches with the script.
Oh god,
With
no, he
these guys.
didn't. So I guess there's not really much to talk about by way of spoilers aside from like the first half of that movie was fucking great. It definitely picked up faster than I thought it would. I thought it'd be a little more of a slow.
What are you talking about? Why would it be slow and methodical? I mean, the credits are an action scene.
I know, but I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd get to the TVA probably like at the 30-minute mark, not the 10-minute mark. Like I thought there was going to be a little more build up. As far as the cameos go, Blade was fucking awesome. Seeing Wesley Snipes don the outfit again was great. I was a little upset he didn't have his sword, but I can
like the soul
headcanon
patch.
into the reason why. Yes, the soul patch was fucking great. Let's see. Gambit was out of left
No,
field.
go back to the sword thing.
Gambit really was never in any of the Marvel movies.
He
That was
in
a big
X-Men
kick.
Origins Wolverine, but I do recall there
Different
was
character.
that wasn't Gambit.
It was it was my bad. It was Gambit was in Wolverine Origins, but it was a different actor. The
Yes.
whole thing with Channing Tatum is Channing Tatum has been trying to get Gambit made into a movie for
years.
whatever. So that's why the inside joke was on the movie was like he doesn't even remember when he was born. Like he was born in the void. Like I've been ready since I came out of my daddy's balls. So I was like, hey, calm down, man.
But yeah, and then Jennifer Garner coming in as Elektra. I thought that one was
She still's
right
got
out of
it.
left
I mean,
field.
like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
quite surprised.
Very,
She was
very
able to
surprised.
Still keep stuff tight.
Okay.
Can we also talk about how Pyro from X-Men 2 was also in it? Same actor?
Yeah.
And he hasn't missed a beat? Like, Sabretooth
I like
was
the fact that
awesome.
he- I like how he
And,
took the flame off of John. What's it called? Johnny Storm. That joke was funny. He's like,
Yes.
flame on. And he's
Oh
just
god,
like,
the yeah,
yeah.
the Chris Evans cameo as Johnny Storm was fucking great, and then that end credit scene where he actually said all that shit.
Dude, he memorized it. They're like, you want some writing cards? He's like, no, I'm not gonna get a chance like this before. He memorized the whole thing.
I thoroughly appreciated that.
Yes.
That was spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
But also establishes Chris Evans as one character now inside the Marvel universe instead of two.
But yeah, no, I thought that was great. The action was awesome. They utilized both characters' healing factors to the utmost degree. Because the fight scenes between Deadpool and Wolverine were just a thing of beauty.
Even in the like dialogue, like it was so funny watching them where they were like,
it was a buddy cop
outside
film.
of the fight scene where they were like, chink, and like, I'm gonna stab you, you know, like, you know, back in tit for tat, whatever they're like, like, you know, fuck off, stab, fuck off, stab, you know, like back and forth.
It was the best buddy cop movie I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, that was spectacular. What was it? The one scene where like Hugh Jackman has like the swords all sticking out of his chest.
He's like
and
pulling out. Like,
knife.
you need to be proper when you fight Sabretooth.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta make yourself look presentable, you know, like.
I love the part where like after he says all this stuff, Wolverine just looks over and says "fuck off." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Basically, the way I looked at that thing was like you. That was like you and
cavalry.
Hunter. Hunter was doing the fighting. Oh my god!
Sorry, what were you saying, Rico?
No, I was saying it was the way Deadpool and reacted to Wolverine getting at him. I figured that's like, yeah, that's Nico and Hunter.
Yep.
When Hunter's about to fight somebody for Nico, and Nico's like, you gotta look so good, whatever. I'm like, no.
Accurate.
But yeah,
Cavalry was good.
Cavalry was amazing.
And I mentioned this last podcast, but apparently, like Henry Cavill, like complained about you know the smoking and how he his lungs hurt afterwards. It's like, fucking sack up, bro.
Listen, don't you say a fucking bad word about Henry Cavill, okay? If he says that he's having trouble smoking that cigar, you let him complain about that cigar.
I hold that man
I want
in
him
such
to
high
be in
regard.
something consistently for a long time. Please give me
I hold that man in such high regard.
Well, on
I
that
wouldn't
note,
dare speak a spare word. I just expected better of him. Okay. The complaining about,
I did love the shotgun cocking
cigar.
of his arms, just like Superman before he fucking decks
Yes.
Deadpool.
Yes.
back to Mission Impossible. But speaking of Cavalry, supposedly he is in talks to play in Marvel, possibly as Wolverine, but he's asking for a buttload of money, similar to the amount he asked for Superman.
Which,
on that one,
let's be fair, it's Henry Cavill. He deserves it. If anybody can play a character in a comic book universe that they like, it's going to be him. That, and let's be fair, Warhammer's never coming out. Like, that is going to be in development hell forever. Boy needs some money.
Yes.
He's gotta support the habit.
As a character actor, he's spectacular, but I don't dare say that he may not be the best Wolverine.
Oh no, he's not. Daniel Radcliffe would be the best Wolverine.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
I think he has the body for
Jared
it. The size
fucking
for it.
Kesso. Jared Kesso. He's Canadian.
I've seen this. I agree with it, but in all fairness, I think he's too big. He's bigger than Hugh Jackman.
Pardon me. Okay, yes. Wolverine is supposed to be a little teeny tiny.
I'm not saying
midget
little tiny
of murder
Wolverine.
ball.
I get that.
They gave us that in the movie, though. I thought that was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that and the weapon.
I was hoping that was going to be Danny DeVito.
That would have been great. Oh my god, if that had been Danny DeVito.
Ooh,
I did like when they did
my god, yes.
I'm for real. I thought Danny DeVito was going to be that part that they were going to give an actual thing,
Dude,
and I'm like,
I honestly thought they were going to get Daniel Radcliffe in there. In all honesty, like.
Well, the thing with Wolverine and Kevin Feige already said it. Whenever they bring Wolverine back in, and we'll see how it goes with Captain America. What is it? The New World, where they introducing adamantium, and that's supposed to be something they discovered from the Celestial that's still in the ocean.
Animadium? Is this like a new material from the Looney Tunes?
Adamantium,
Yeah.
I believe.
That's what I said.
Adamantium?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yes, adamantium.
Of course. Okay, heard it both ways. But with the introduction with that, it's one of the things where it's like we're gonna see how it is. But Kevin Feige already said, whoever plays Wolverine is if they try to come in and be like Hugh Jackman, they're not going to be.
No, and
part
that's
of the
why I
movie.
think Henry
That's
Cavill would
the
be able
route
to
we're
do it
not
because
gonna
Henry
go.
Cavill's going to do it exactly like Wolverine.
Yeah, but my whole thing is still with the build and stuff. I mean, that's the Hugh Jackman got
he is a
away
big
with
boy.
the hype. Yeah, that's my whole thing. Is like you have Marvel has the opportunity to do a soft reboot, which they're gonna do after these latest movies come out. The question is do you do the comic version of 5-2? Okay, Daniel Radcliffe has at least the height. As far as the build, I gotta see how he gets
Listen,
built.
if they were
muscle
going to
can
go for
be
comic,
added.
if they were going to go for that, they would have kept what's his nuts as Mr. Fantastic instead of getting Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, but even then,
America's
that was more
Mexican
of a, but
Dad.
even with that,
He
with,
really is though.
with Jack Ryan, he's one of the things where, because I can't say his real name, so let's just call him Jack Ryan because he played Jack Ryan. But mostly it's because that was a fanfare. That's all it was.
Yeah, but he was so good in the role, they should have kept him.
Yeah, but I think with Marvel, it's the whole. I think right now the way it is, and I don't even think Pedro Pascal will be it for the future, but it's more or less of getting him in there and then doing something different.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I
see,
agree.
Here's the
Him
thing.
and Emily
It's
you
Blunt
John-
just
would've
hit the
been
nail on the head with that, though.
Krasinski is who you're looking for.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the problem, like the thing I can see
England.
with John Krasinski as being Reed Richards is the fact that I think you'd get longevity out of him way more than you would Pedro Pascal. I think the only reason
agree.
Pedro Pascal got the role is because he did stuff on Star Wars, so they already kind of had him on contract. Because I don't see him going 10, 15 years as Reed Richards. Like, I can tell you right now, he's not.
Yeah, but I don't see.
Krasinski doing it? Dude, he was on The Office
Yeah.
for like a decade. I think he knows how to do
I'll
it.
The
also say
Office,
that,
but
that
at a
John
younger
Krasinski also
age.
fits
He was at
the
the
look
Office
of
at
the
a younger
character a
age.
lot more.
That's it.
Yeah, well, listen, we
That's
can
just like
go
Zach
into the race
Braff.
swap
Zach
thing,
Braff
but
was
that's
on-
not the issue here because I think Pedro Pascal.
I'm not worried about race swap. I'm saying like
Hold on, where did
in
race come
terms
into
of like
play?
facial features,
the way he, said,
looks
because
like.
the way he said the comic thing that made me just think that. But no, it's like I think I think he's gonna play a great Reed Richards because he's got like I think he could pull the mannerisms off really well and kind of give that portrayal of like the all-knowing essentially. The only reason why I don't see him staying long is because that dude is like an actual actor and gets parts in everything. I could see him going from doing like 1-2 movies and saying, "No, fuck this."
I think the real question would be is with them introducing Doom. You obviously got Avengers Doomsday. That's going to lead to Secret Wars. For all we know, when it comes to Pedro Pascal, he's probably in a way a one and done or probably two and done because again, he's a variant of Reed Richards. He's not the 616.
Is that what they're actually going with though?
Yeah, he's not part of the 616.
So then we
They're
just need
all
to assume
right. That's how
that
they're able to get the
same with John Krasinski. He's
the
not a
the Tony
616.
Stark Doom.
See,
That's how they're able to.
They already came out and said it's not going to be Tony Stark's Doom. It's going to actually be Victor Von Doom. So that's why the reason why I'm
gonna be
upset
Victor
about
Von
this
Doom.
is because
Yeah.
the way I think they're going to do it is they're going to be they're just going to make it just Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. If they were to do this properly, he needs to be in full prosthetics and not look anything like Robert Downey Jr., who everyone associates with Iron Man, because then that's just going to it's not going to fit well.
But that's why I think with it, I hear what you're saying about he's going to be straight Von Doom. I really believe they may do it to where it's the body swapping or the mind swapping.
Yeah,
of him
that's what I
and
think they're going to
Victor.
do. Is the mind swap?
I believe it's going to be
I
that.
hope
but
they don't do that, because if that's the case, then what the fuck was the point? They could have got somebody better to play Doom. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Robert Downey Jr., but I don't think he's the right
But you
pick
said
for
it.
Doom.
You said it. You guys already said it already, and we said it before in the past podcast. Is Disney is bleeding money.
Yeah.
Regardless if though.
So they go hire somebody that they hired for a decade. Like,
But the thing, it's almost like it's almost like, okay, if you had success with one person, you brought somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
That person, for whatever reason, is not lacking. You're losing money. What is your one thing that's going to be guaranteed to make money and bring people to the movie?
I get that.
Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers. They're known for successes and everything. It's no
The
different.
Russo brothers was a good pick. I'll give you that. My biggest problem. I got two big problems with this.
But see, that's the key thing. The only way the Russo brothers would have been put on there would if, and that's the whole point. Well, actually, they approached RDJ first, and RDJ said the only way I come back if you bring the Russo brothers back.
Then here's the thing: he better not take off his fucking mask.
Says you.
He has to.
Yeah,
Says
says
you,
me.
little man.
Yeah, says
Says
me.
you.
Because I think
RDJ
that's
can take
fucking
it.
bullshit. I think it's a cop out. Listen,
Oh my
multiverse
God.
stories are fucking
So
stupid.
Doom is
because
supposed
of
to be
stuff like
insidious.
this.
But the thing about it is, it's variants. It's multiverse.
I get
So
it's
regardless
variants, I
on
get
how
it's
we like
multiverse,
it or
but it's a
not,
fucking
that
cop
is-
out. Not to
No, it's not.
You
Look at
have one of the
Wolverine.
best
Look at Hugh
villains
Jackman.
from Marvel.
Look at Hugh Jackman.
in Doctor Doom, and you're going
it's
to
paying
give him
into
one
the story
movie.
that is already established.
It doesn't matter. They're fucking up Doom. Like one movie.
This is a storyline that had
How?
already played out in the comics.
Because-
Guess
Therefore,
what?
they're
Doc-
sticking to the
Doom
source
has been
material,
messed
which is
up
not a
twice
cop
already.
out.
Yeah,
Doom
I
has
know
messed
Doom
up
has been
twice
messed up
already.
twice. That's why I'm saying
So-
this. They need a proper build up. You can't just throw an enemy
Hunter, I
like
need you back
Victor
on this
Von
one.
Doom
Hunter,
out
your
there.
brother's out of control. Your brother's out of control. Hunter, come back. Come back. Where you at?
But no, you
What
can't.
about Nicolas Cage as Doom?
No, too manic. Too manic. You'd have to
Okay,
get somebody
fair
like fuck.
But I will say that the connection with Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which, by the way, showcased spectacular acting on both actors. I think that may be an in
John
for us
Krasinski,
to
not
have.
Nicolas Cage, because there's a big difference. There's an ocean of difference between acting chops.
Well, I was going to say that it would be if with Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, it gives us an in to have another Ghost Rider with Nick Cage, or at least because of the real life connection between the two of them.
Oh, there's a real life connection between the two?
Yes, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is a spectacular movie.
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, well,
Well,
now you have homework. You need to watch that movie. Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage.
As always. As is
No,
tradition.
he plays Nicolas Cage and Nikki, Nikki Coppola, in the movie.
Okay, you're going to need to put that in the chat because I will forget.
I am going to do that.
Okay, yeah,
right
Rico,
now.
save us from my idiocy.
All right, so it's not idiocy. Again, everybody has their own opinions. I think it's one of the things where we got to let it play out.
Yeah,
The
no,
basis for-
listen, I
the base-
will stand on that soapbox and bitch until my lungs
Yeah.
dry up. But I'm still going to see what they do because I'm a fucking Doctor Doom
Yeah.
mark.
So the thing with it is that you have a hope. You have two things. One is for them to bring RDJ, regardless of how people feel about his acting career. You're in that realm of he's Iron Man. You need somebody to be new for RDJ. I mean, from Doom, and to that point, I can agree. We always like to see new faces. I mean, hell, we just talked about Borderlands, about the casting was just majority of it was wrong. You should have had different casting, as well as a different script than what they had before. But I get that. But at least my hope is that again, regardless of his Pedro Pascal being cast as a variant, that's the key word there, a variant of Mr. Fantastic, that he's not going to be the true 616 version, unless they do something where it's along the lines of incursions where his world gets destroyed by Galactic, he escapes. Doctor Doom, let's say they do like a Lost in Space episode or a movie where it's like he hitches a ride unbeknownst to them and arrives in the 616 universe, the main timeline, and they in turn establish it as it. For all we know, for all we know, with the storyline, either their planet gets taken back, or whenever it goes back to one single timeline and then back to a multiverse, that they go back. And again, with RDJ, it could be just the fact that he's cast as Doctor Doom for that universe, which again, he's a variant. That's the one thing everybody keeps forgetting is variant. Or two,
And, this also leads us into the Council of Richards.
They'll never do that though. They'll never.
No, they went. They'll never. I don't think they will do that because you already had the King and that
Or Council of Reeds, pardon me.
the Council of Reeds. Yeah. But see, the only problem with that was the Council of Reeds led to Doctor Doom with him being God Doom, and they're doing this. The way they're doing this one is a version of that, but it's not like that. That's why with the MCU, it's kind of hard sometimes to not follow, but to see what they're doing because they changed so much, either because they had no choice or now they have a choice. That's why I like the whole soft reboot. So hopefully they can bring some of these stories back, but it can kind of fall in line with some of the storylines. But
and as an alternative, what do y'all think about possibly having like Ralph Fiennes as Doctor Doom?
Ralph Fiennes.
he played Voldemort.
Yeah, that guy.
Ooh.
Or what was the one movie?
Yes.
Red Dragon or Dragon?
Yep. I would be.
He
cool
was
with
also
that.
in the Grand Budapest Hotel as Mr. Gustav.
Yeah.
I could easily see him pulling it off. You know who I always wanted to play Doctor Doom back in the day? Jeremy Irons. He's a little too old to do it now, but Jeremy Irons would have been a pretty cool Doom.
Going down the Wes Anderson route, what about Jason Schwartzman as well?
That name's familiar. Why is that familiar? What's he been
And
in?
he's Jason Schwartzman. Isn't he the guy in is it not Hackers? What's that one movie?
Hold on. I'll show you a picture of him. You would probably recognize his face if I copy. And,
That wasn't the bad guy in Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right?
It was Gideon.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. I
Make
never
him
thought of that.
taller, and yes.
Oh yeah. You know what? He kind of looks like there's an actor that looks a lot like him. He played the oh shit. Yeah, I could see him as Doom.
Doom, definitely. I
Yeah.
agree.
That would be an interesting pick.
I mean, he does have that. He does have that charm with him about it, where he can go as the good guy, whatever. He can be.
I'm just
Flip it
saying,
and go
Tilda
evil.
Swinton, Jason Schwartzman, and Owen Wilson have all been in Marvel movies already. Or wait, Tilda Swinton,
Owen Wilson hasn't. Has he?
Owen Wilson,
Loki.
yes.
He's been in
He was
Loki.
in Loki.
He was in Loki.
He was,
That's right.
yeah. Edward Norton was the Hulk. Like we already have half the cast of the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, he
and-
would never
and
do it. I know
many-
exactly who you get. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Wes Anderson.
No, you get Daniel
Have
Day-Lewis.
have a Marvel movie ran by Wes Anderson.
That would be
what
fucking
what
weird.
what
Mm.
what
It would be a
IP
Thor.
would you use? You
I
think
would
it'd be a
use-
Thor movie?
Okay, I would use either Thor or Moon Knight.
With Wes Anderson.
Right.
Yeah.
And Wes Anderson runs. If Wes Anderson made a Marvel movie, like I dare say, like it would have to be like Black Lightning or something like that. That would do it.
Interesting.
Black Lightning.
That's a DC character, I think.
Yeah.
What?
Black Lightning is a DC character.
Oh my God, who am I thinking of then?
I think you're thinking of not his name's not Thunderbolt. Who's the one the dude who's with the voice where if he talks your head will explode, right?
Black Bolt.
oh,
Black Bolt.
Blue Beetle. Oh, Black Bolt.
No, that's
I don't
DC.
know, but I feel that if the movie was placed in like the 1970s, like an early like Stark adjacent film, like original Stark Senior, not Stark Junior, that Wes Anderson can do it, just off the cuff. Just thinking
You know what would
about
actually
it.
be really interesting if he did if Wes Anderson were to do was it Marvel 1869 or whatever, the steampunk one? That would actually be pretty interesting.
That would be interesting.
I have to look
Yeah.
at that one.
Are there any like Indian from India Marvel superheroes?
Isn't Miss Marvel Indian?
No,
Not-
she is
Or
Pakistani.
Oh, okay, she's Pakistani.
Yeah.
I've never read an
Sorry.
issue of Miss Marvel, so I have no idea.
No,
I'm laughing
they-
because you're like, oh, brown people look the same. That's what you're saying.
and he's Lebanese. That's the whole thing about it. Lebanese. No, and that's to their credit. The only reason why I know that one is because with the Marvel TV series Miss Marvel, they already established that and I talk about. That's why with that series, that I felt was one of those. it's gonna may sound bad. It's not gonna be for everybody because there's a nuance on how they try to relate to the character. A young brown girl whose parents are from or who immigrated, where her dad, which ironically her dad's more of the laid back, but her mom's more of like you have to be traditional, structure, and everything else like that. And her growing up in America, whatever, on that one. So
I have the perfect.
that's something that I love about the
Okay.
show is that they do that.
Glenn, jump in
I
that
have to-
because we're gonna have to call this here pretty soon. So
I have the perfect Victor Von Doom.
let's hear it.
Jude Law with red hair.
I don't know about the red hair.
Yeah,
Well, I mean that.
I'm not hitting the red hair bit, but Jude Law would be interesting at least. That'd be a different.
And he's in
take.
Skeleton. He's in Skeleton Crew as a Jedi.
Yeah, maybe. Although Jude Law
Like-
has been okay, but then we run into the issue of grabbing an actor who hasn't been in Marvel already. Jude Law was in Captain Marvel. He was the he was
was he?
Gene
Yeah.
Vallis. No, no,
never
no.
mind
He
then.
was what the fuck? Not Gene Vallis. What's his name? The original Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The fuck was his name?
Yeah, there was the,
Never mind.
Marvel. I think he was actually Marvel or whatever.
no. He wasn't Marvel.
He
Marvel
wasn't-
was a female.
Okay, Marvel
Her
was a
character-
female.
He was part of the Kree. He was part of the Kree after she gets her powers.
Yeah. I just
He's
don't
part of
remember
the-
what his
he's
name
part
was.
of
I know
the-
his
the-
name
the
was
group
the
she was
same
with.
as one of. I'm pretty sure anyway. His name was one of the
Okay.
characters who portrayed Captain Marvel.
Never mind. Okay, that was just a thought.
No, it's a good thought. I mean, there is something there, but
Wrong with
yeah. Okay, let's get back to Deadpool so we can turn this shit off. I want to go to bed.
So I would say with Deadpool, at least for what I would add is the cameo scripts were given away to serve the story. Fans of the older Marvel movie. To your credit for the TVA, being that it was right there in the beginning, the plot was actually simple. Thought it would be complex. The only thing I would loved was if it would have been like instead of them fighting the Deadpool army at the end. 'Cause it's kind of funny, like they
I
fought
did
them,
like
they
that, though.
resurrected.
I did like the Deadpool variants. I thought that was great.
No, the variants were great. I just wish it wasn't so much of a mash, like everybody come together, collide or whatever. It'd be
Yeah,
cool if Deadpool
but
would have had some
Here's the thing.
had some sequences with
if
the
we
other
didn't
one.
have that scene, we wouldn't have Hugh Jackman finally donning the fucking mask. I'm not
no.
I'm not gonna lie.
What I'm saying is this.
I almost like squealed when he put the mask on.
No,
I
I
did too.
I get that. I'm just saying with the Deadpool army, I felt like it either can go two ways. You could have had it to where a couple of quick scenes between Deadpool interacting with the other Deadpools as he fights them, whatever.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it would love if they would have turned them against Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
Maybe they could have been cannon fodder and some of them would have died or whatever, but it was the whole thing of, hey, we got a bigger mission here. What's a better way to kind of get her distracted or whatever? Or even if the TVA would have tried to help her out or whatever, or she convinces the TVA or controls them to fight. Okay, now you got an army to fight the TVA while you're trying to get to Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
That's my only thing
That's fair.
on that
Oh,
one.
and by the way,
But
that, Cassandra, fucking fantastic choice of the villain.
Oh, yeah.
That, kind of out of left field in my opinion, but it was great, and the fact that she actually really looks like James McAvoy too. Like they look like they could actually be twins. It was kind of scary.
Hey, thank who's your boy? Was it Grant Morris is the one who came up with that character?
Really?
First run, I believe.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
He's the one who I believe he's the one who came up with her with that one because it ties in with the Sheer Empire.
the
too.
Shirai
That's the
Empire.
way- Yeah, but she was great.
I don't know that.
Let's see from the beginning to
The
I don't know.
abs. Fuck. That was great.
The abs.
The abs.
Oh my god, yeah! When he finally took the shot, I swear to God, he looked like he was in better shape than he was in Australia. Because
oh, he
I
said
remember,
he was.
I remember the scene in Australia, and I was like, okay, damn, homie's got it. But like, he blew me
He had
away.
like a fucking
and-
12-pack, bro.
Oh yeah, it was like I didn't know that you could realistically get that as a human.
Yeah, you just hate life. That's. I mean, no, seriously. That if you look at his interviews when he did it,
Oh yeah, he said it was rough.
You can obtain it too. You just gotta hate. You gotta hate life because of the amount you have to do. Even I think he stood in for as a stunt double. What's his name? Rob. Oh, I forgot his last name. but he's on
Rob Lowe.
not Rob Lowe. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. His business partner when it comes to soccer thing, like his shape. If you watch the show, how big he gets because he
the guy who plays
that
Mac, Rob McAvoy, or no, Rob McElroy,
something like that. Where it's like he gets big, and then when he got ripped in his interviews, he told him he's like, yeah, I went to my trainer and I was like, how can I get like. I want to say he said Hugh Jackman, or how can I get like this? And the guy told him straight up, you're going to hate life, but this is what you got to do. And he did it just to show that you can do it. He said, but yeah, for what he had to do to gain calories.
Oh, dude,
like,
I love that. He was just eating pints of ice cream.
Yeah, he would let them, what was it, gallon? I want to say 5 gallons.
He would let the giant ones just melt and then fucking drink it.
And drink it. Just to gain the calories or whatever. And I'm
all
like,
for a joke on the show. It was fucking great. It was all because of the Big Mac joke. That was it too. Like that was the best thing I ever heard in his interview. Where it's like, oh,
because of that, we got that huge dance scene with him in
that was
real life.
Really good scene too.
Oh yeah, he talks about that too when he did it. He's like the amount of practice and everything they had to do, and I think that was one. I think they did it in one take. Plus the fact they were wet.
That's
again,
impressive.
The stage is wet and everything is wet.
Yep.
And you see, I ain't gonna lie, you see all his muscles cut up when he does it, whatever. He's like, yeah.
Dude, his like here's my dick muscles have here's my dick muscles. Like the dude was jacked.
You really went.
I went
all
there.
the things you said. You could quote SpongeBob, like you got to have muscles on top of your eyeballs. You went.
Yep.
My dick muscles. Here's my other dick muscles.
Okay, tell me that is not what that fucking muscle is called, because I had them when I was like 17. It was like it's just lines that points like here's my penis.
It's the V cut.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
it's called. The here's my penis line.
No, it's not. It's called.
It's the cum gutters is what they call them.
Cum gutters.
Oh my god.
Fuck off, Glenn.
You literally said.
That's what they call it.
You know, I'm talking about Nico. He literally said, he's like, my dick muscle got a dick muscle, and I'm like, the V cut. That's what you call it? No, that's no.
They're called cum
The
gutters.
way you describe stuff, I feel like you're the version. If you ever watch Jay and Silent Bob, where if you're the scene where he's in the convenience store, like they're at the convenience store as a kid, like Silent Bob's mom's like, hey, just be here, be cool, whatever. He's quiet, and then you have Jay's mom.
Now shut your fucking mouth, you fucking shit machine.
Yeah, don't tell me how to raise my son. Can't you believe that motherfucker? Like it beep beep beep, and then as they grow, you see how they grew in that household, how the results were.
Which is funny because Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is kind of the movie Hunter and I grew up on.
Oh my god! Actually, I think that was the first one I watched.
Yeah. Jason Mewes, by the way, super nice guy.
We've had this conversation because we've had this exact conversation before. All right, so back to Deadpool.
We're coming back. We should probably,
Or do we have anything else to really talk about?
Deadpool was awesome.
Deadpool
Go
was
see it if
awesome.
you haven't.
Watch
Sorry
it.
we spoiled it for you.
There's a reason why it's got like how many billions of dollars so far.
Compared to the Borderlands movie.
And that goes to, I think for that one, it goes back to a testimony of what we've been saying before is, if you bring what you have and you cater to the fans, I'm not saying to everything, but you cater to the fans and you have the right people for casting, the right love, you leave the bull junk out. Leave some of the personal stuff that you're, for political views, how your marriage is,
looking
whatever.
for a lecture. We're looking for you entertained.
Yeah. The first set of Marvel phases as opposed to the last Marvel phase. That should explain everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, you went a wrong direction, which is why you have to cut how many of your fucking higher-ups.
Yeah, and they had to reel back the movies that were going to be made out in the same.
Apparently Blade is back in fucking limbo again. Yeah, no, it's in limbo. It's apparently it might not be coming out in 2025. Something to do with the writer. I guess they're going back to rewrite it again.
Well,
I hope not, because they just before
the movie once written is always bad. But
I'm patiently optimistic, but I'm hearing rumors that it is going to be pushed back again. They're not going to do it because listen, the easiest way to say this is look what they did with an R-rated Marvel movie with Deadpool and Wolverine. They are going to go back, rewrite the script to make it a hard R, but they're also going to fuck it up because they're going to add too many jokes.
I don't think they're gonna add too much. If they keep it like how it was Wesley Snipes, which
was
had your joke
which was a good balance between action and humor. So that's why,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
like, I'd be down for them to just remake the first Blade movie. Fucking done. Be done with it. Add, like, sprinkling Kingpin somewhere. There you go. Now it's connected tissue.
Yep.
Well, maybe they'll do a Midnight Suns. I mean, we don't know yet.
That'd
And
be
again, with
fucking
this Blade,
cool.
with this one again, it's all about what Kevin Feige, what he wants to bring, what he's allowed to bring into it.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I've
Makes sense.
almost lost confidence in him because of how much they fucked up the last phase.
Yeah, but like you said, you had individuals in there that should not have been in there for doing
but
certain
let's
things.
be
and they
fair.
tried to.
Kevin Feige
I mean,
has his
movies
hands
are not
in
made by
everything.
one person.
No, I know they're not
Not-
made by one person, but when it comes down to the final
Yeah.
say on what goes in the script, it comes down to him as the lead project manager.
I will say
Yeah, but
yes.
he might
and no,
be.
because
Might
at
have
the
been
end of the day-
influenced.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, let's see. You could easily see how the money dissuaded that because we had how many years of shitty Marvel movies?
Yeah. But
So
again,
that is a cop-out excuse, boy.
Well, it's not even that. I was like, Kevin Feige, you can say you can hold his feet to the fire to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, it's all about the stakeholders, your investors, and the previous CEO of Disney on what they wanted. Once they, again, regardless
That-
if you think
That's
That's
fair.
probably it
That's,
right there.
That's
And if
fair.
it's-
Because
because at the end of the day, that's all he can do is do that one.
Didn't
Huh?
the last dude who ran Disney, he got shit canned and they brought back somebody from before?
Yeah, Bob
Iger came
Bob
back.
Iger
Mhm.
left. They gave him I forgot who the other guy was. It was in Disney. All those movies and whatever, they started losing money. And then they brought Bob Iger's back, and that's when he reined in everything else, saying, "No, we're not gonna be putting out all this material," because it seemed like Marvel was moving movies out and not really looking at the scripts and how it was. And then, depending on how you view it, the main complaint was that a lot of the heroes, they were trying to make it to where it's like all female or all the women, whatever, but the way they wrote them, whatever, wasn't coherent to what they were doing, whatever. And a lot of people weren't looking for that. Again,
I'm going to leave it at
I like
this.
Miss-
If you want
I
to know
like-
how to make a great female character in a movie, you write them like they wrote Ripley in Aliens. You make a character that is, I'll just use the word, like non-binary. Because if you think about it, Ripley in the Alien movie could have been played by either a man or a woman. It's just Sigourney Weaver came in, swung her big dick around, and got the part. And she killed it. Like, that's the thing.
The fact that
If
you
you
said
swing too
not
much...
binary,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
she
yeah,
still
yeah.
had a feminine strength to her that
Exactly,
that
but see, that's the-
established her right because of the fact that, I mean, a lot of the imagery of Alien had to do with strong sexual power of the aggressive alien.
Well, I mean,
And
let's
so
be fair. It was an
her-
allegory for rape.
Oh, right. That's what I'm saying is that with a strong female lead fighting against this manifestation of masculine aggression, it fits perfectly for the storyline.
No, and it
also
does.
with
But
the-
again, like when they were writing the script when they were writing the characters, they wrote them as the character traits themselves and used the actors to kind of determine how, like, whether they'd be a male or female character. They went off the
Right. But,
they
I mean,
wrote
Sigourney
it in
Weaver
a way
was-
to make it interchangeable. And that's what
Right,
I'm saying.
but Sigourney
That's how
Weaver
you
inside
get
the
a
movie
good
was
character.
feminine and strong, but not necessarily like intended to be like trying to be something that she's not.
I know, but see, when you're saying the femininity in her, like I feel that's almost 100% something Sigourney Weaver brought to the table, and it just so happened to
Right.
be that she had that
Yeah.
that to her.
Yeah, and that's why she's a good, strong female character because of the fact that she had her feminine traits that shine through the character, and she wasn't trying to be, I guess, anti traditional feminine concepts. I mean, even with her protection of children during the show, and the connection that she felt to the life growing inside of her whenever she had the alien in her. I mean, like there was several, I guess feminine power dynamics that she displayed inside the film.
Yeah, but it was displayed. It wasn't pushed at you. I mean, it's just like
Right,
with Linda
right, that's what
Hamilton
I'm
in
saying.
Terminator. It was like Linda Hamilton
Right.
went from like kind of like mousy, scared woman into a fucking badass with a sawed-off shotgun.
It's because both of the times both of the characters were something that they are, and then they earned
Mm-hmm.
their strength.
The exact reason why
I mean, it's
Captain Marvel sucked was because she didn't earn, like, she didn't have a character arc. So
it's just like
No,
Spider-Man.
I think-
Spider-Man earned his
Mhm.
strength, even though he happened upon the power. He didn't immediately know what to do with it, and so
Wait,
that's what
I
I
think
mean.
Glenn's got our closing lines. Or Glenn? Fuck me. Rico has a closing argument. I think.
Go for it, Rico.
My thing with, since you guys mentioned Ripley, of course, Sigourney Weaver, even though I think you guys' explanation is kind of going off on the deep end, I think at the very least, it just shows that it was a character that was written to be independent, but also willing and understanding that there's going to be some times where she's going to face fear. Some of the femininity is going to come into it. For as she had that, it wasn't afraid to display it, because when she had to, she showed that she had the balls, especially when it came to other people and what she believed in. And given the course of the movies, you saw what happened, where it's like it goes from I know what I'm talking about to all right, do what you got to do. I'm gonna do what I got to do, and we'll see who's going to survive in the end, because you don't have the experience, you don't have to say so. But I think with both characters, them and you mentioned,
Sarah
Tobey
Connor.
Maguire.
no,
Lindsay
Hamilton.
Linda
Lindsay
Hamilton.
The main thing of those characters is there is a transformation. And one of the things that we talked about before in the podcast, what I kind of hate about anime, for example, you have female characters that are played, and sometimes the way they portray them is out of their not ditzy, but they can't do nothing. And so it's always dependent on the male character, or it's I hate all men, I don't need a man for nothing, and as soon as a man opens a door or tells you, ignores you, oh, I'm in love with this guy. And so even with Miss Marvel, I get it that you say she doesn't earn it, but I think what also didn't help with the movie is that her outside interviews and talkings hinder what it was for the character.
So
I
that's
do believe
the thing,
that
though.
also,
I went into that
Yeah,
movie.
you don't shit on the franchise that's feeding you.
Yeah,
That's fair.
and the one thing,
but see, I
and
went
the one
into
thing
the
I'll
movie
say
with an
is
open
that-
mind. Like, that's the thing. Like, I took
Yeah.
everything that she said, I just threw that out of my head because I have the innate ability to just stupefy myself. But I was able to dissociate what she said with the movie itself and the script. And my biggest problem and the biggest takeaway is she came off as a cocky asshole with no character build whatsoever. Like, right off the bat, she was
well, the
just,
question with that one it has to be is, and I would have to go back and just remind myself, because I know how Miss Marvel, how she came about, as far as getting her powers and stuff like that. And again, between her and I think it's Kamala, the new Miss Marvel that they have, or the second Miss Marvel they have. I mean, different cultures, different, older woman, whatever. I think with her is that the way they wrote her is that she in the movie she's an Air Force pilot,
yeah.
or whatever, space pilot, test pilot, whatever. So she's already coming off as cocky. I would even say they failed in that aspect, in that part, because if you look at Hal Jordan, if you pull off a Green Lantern, he's the same thing. He's a test pilot. He's arrogant. He talks a lot of shit, but again, arrogancy, confidence, it all depends on what you have to do. But with Brie Larson, it was the same thing. But I do agree with some people
Hal
where
Jordan gets knocked down and humanized, whereas
to a certain degree, that he gets a humble.
as,
You have to have a situation humble yourself.
Captain Marvel never did. Like, Captain Marvel
No,
was
again,
like
I don't-
Omega from the get go and never dropped.
Yeah, and that part goes back to the script, because again, the
At that
Omega
point,
part
she's just
kind
a plot
of goes back
device
to
now.
the Avengers Endgame, where you didn't have no build up of her, but then she came crashing through the ship, and then go in there, and then you had the girls got it and do some other things. But again, that involves in the script on how they write her out and stuff like that. So, I mean, I get how people can earn their stuff, but again, with superheroes, call it earning, call it just happenstance that you got bit by a spider. I mean, then
Well,
again,
even with the happenstance of biting a spider, you still struggle with the change. I mean, this goes back to the hero's journey. Without a proper journey, there is no story.
with that being said, though, with that being said, I believe that's something that Sony, or at least whoever with Miles Morales, was changing. Because again, with Miles Morales, if you saw the last one, the reason why, Spider 2099. I forgot his name. That was his old argument with Miles Morales because he never had a sacrifice. He never had a where it's whether it be his father. I mean, Prowler died, but that wasn't exactly his Uncle Ben version or whatever.
That was his Uncle
dying.
Ben.
Huh?
That was his
No,
Uncle
I'm saying
Ben.
it wasn't his
Because
version of Uncle
there was
Ben.
an ego death because of the fact that he held his Uncle Ben in such high regard, and there was no physical death as in that terms, but there was an ego death whenever he found out that he was not this paragon of walking towards the good life. They end up being one of the bad guys who was more like bereft, and thus Uncle Ben suffered in the first movie, I should say, a ego death, and then a real one in the second one. So yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say, is that a podcast? That feels.
That is
like
a podcast.
That is a podcast. Everyone, thank you for sitting here and watching me be full of piss and vinegar yelling at Glenn. It was very fun. Glenn, I'm glad you were my
Right back
punching
at
bag
you.
today.
Punching bag, buddy.
I don't
bear.
think he was your punching
I'm
bag.
about to lay down that gauntlet that you threw down.
Motherfucker, I'm punching high.
You're gonna have to.
I'm gonna say that needs to be for the next podcast, or just have a specialized podcast where that's all.
I'm not kidding when I say I'm gonna stream that shit. I'm gonna prove to him. I got the files.
Man,
Fucking
I got a
send
perfect
it, bro.
picture. I got a perfect picture for you guys where it's like Spider-Man on a lamppost and he shoots a webbing at the Hulk and just hits his face, and Hulk is like like that. That's how Glenn was.
All right,
He's like,
everybody.
You just web swinging me in the face, man. All right.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Drink
Good night,
water.
y'all.
Nerdverse Odyssey. Fuck yeah. Nerdverse Odyssey. Fuck yeah. Blast off through the cosmic haze. Synth waves crash like a meteor's rage in a dungeon of a pixel maze. Laser swords and spells ablaze. The bass drops like a critical hit. In a retro arcade we fight. Our avatars pulsing with digital light. Vaporwave guitars in the night sky. Neon dragons, we ride so high. Through the 8-bit galaxies we glide. On a metal tide we collide. Level up, we're on a quest for the ultimate power-up vest. Glow sticks in hand, we cast our spell in the heart of the motherboard's nest. Binary beats, they synchronize with the rhythm of our digital cries. In a world where the geeks have the keys to the kingdom in our mind's eyes. Vaporwave guitars in the night sky. Neon dragons, we ride so high. Through the 8-bit galaxies we glide. On a metal tide we collide. D20 spinning in zero gravity. Caught in the wake of our virtual reality, we break the chains of the mundane scene in a symphony of ones and threes. cyber elves in a dance of chaos and shelves, where the VHS tapes hold ancient spells and the vinyl records they tell our tales. The NES moon shines bright and bold, guiding us through the neon scold, where the arcades never grow old and our stories forever unfold. Vaporwave guitars in the night sky, neon dragons we ride so high, through the infinite galaxies we glide, on a metal tide we collide. Nerdverse Odyssey, fuck yeah, our ship sails through the starlit day in a universe of our own design, where the outcasts are here to stay, we're the heroes of our own game, and we'll